What is hip hop and fucking happening? There we go. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Ackle here, and welcome back to each and one of you on this Thursday afternoon. It is 2:45, 15 minutes to 3, and we're coming at you live from Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, if you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to slap that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to get all of the VODs for the live streams, but more importantly, gotta hit the link in the description down below, because this is where the magic happens. This is where you get to be part of the conversation. You see it every single day. It's absolutely worth coming over, just checking it out, you know? Checking it out. Got a bunch of things that I need to do today, a bunch of things that I need to get done, some videos that needs uploading. So all in all, interesting day. Interesting day indeed. Right, so seems like shit's been synced out. Let's do that. Enoch, how you doing, brother? Good morning. How you doing? Saint, how you doing, brother? How's everyone doing? Let me just quickly go Echo Live. There we go. Alex, how you doing? Mr. Smokin, how you doing? Good morning to each and one of you. Welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. It's almost Friday. Isurkin, how you doing, brother? Good morning, bro. How you doing? I have no complaints. Vicious Cycle, how you doing, bro? Still badass. Thank you very much for the first time chat. Happy to have you at the stream, bro. Getting baked and chilling before bed as always. Nice. IW, how you doing, brother? Rich, how you doing? Dunhead, how you doing? Pikarku, how you doing? Saven Raven, how you doing? How's everyone doing? I'm just quickly checking my YouTube VOD channel, because I've been forgetting to upload the VODs to YouTube. So I need to see which one of these have I not yet fucking uploaded. Like, which is the last one that I've uploaded, so that I can quickly upload the new ones, right? Robotic Unicorn, thank you for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Morny, how you doing? Anguar, how you doing? Stebby, how you doing, bro? Fortunately in public, so can't hear our leader. Oh, shit, dude. Just turn me up. Just turn me up. I'll talk to everyone. I'll have a chat with everyone in your vicinity. We'll see how long people keep you there. Okay, this needs to be exported. We'll do a quick export on that, and then this one needs to be exported. Quick export on that. There we go. Good stuff. Alhodi, how you doing? People be boring, please. Why are you bored with people? I seen that pic of you in the Cosby suit. I was hoping no one would see that, minion. Hoping no one would see that. Like, I would be in a fucking, like, in a room with people partying. I would literally, even if I wanted to be there, I would not be there. I wouldn't want to be in a room with people fucking partying. Wait, what was that reference to Blizzing? Was what a reference to Blizzing? Waiting for my friends to get here. We're gonna drink and gamble all night. Nice. What are you gonna gamble? Blackjack or poker? Oh, 7-Eleven, I cannot promise that. Now, my streams, generally speaking, is a little bit boring, I assume, so you should be safe. But it's all up to chat. Chat can make this bitch alive and kicking. Cosby Suit Pick of Blizzard staff is out. Yeah, I saw that. The Cosby Suite thing. Do you guys want to talk about that today? Like, do you really want to talk about that? Because I'm happy to do so. I just thought most people would probably be fucking bored at this point of all the shit. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where I'm just like, okay, you know what? We know that there's been bad shit happening. Just let the court case do what the fucking court case is gonna do. You know? Just let it happen. Because... No, you don't have to apologize for mentioning it. I'm trying to see here, because Balila pointed out a couple of things here, but I'll make a quick statement later on. I'm not going to talk about it in depth, because I think if you wanted drama, I'm pretty sure if we go on Twitch right now, there's like 100 streamers with drama in the fucking title, right? Literally just a word drama saying, hey, guys, brand new shit coming out. It's like, bro, we know bad shit happened there. Let the court now deal with it. Like, fuck. I am not the jury here. I don't know why I'm presented with all of this evidence. Send it over to the authorities. Let them deal with the fucking shit. Let the people that's responsible, let them fucking pay, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this evidence. Like, what am I... do they want me to go fucking represent Blizzard in court or represent the state in court? What? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all of this shit. Bad shit happened. Sure. Let's see what the fucking courts decide. Investor rights law firms launch securities claim investigation against. Oh, man, yeah, that I did see. And Blizzard is in serious trouble, right? They're gonna get sued by their investors now. The shareholders are now gonna sue for everything because the shareholders have been losing a lot of money, right? And the reason they've lost this money is because of Blizzard and their upper management not catching this shit when it happened. So the shareholders are now going to be up in arms. Lawsuit drags on. More and more shocking shit is going to come out. True. Obviously, right? When we talk about pretty much. True. I'm really getting sick of people going on witch hunt on Twitter. Logged out last night and I'm not going back for a month or so. My issue with a lot of the things that I've seen now. So I've seen Ghostcrawler tweet about this, right? And I do have to say, regardless of what your thoughts are at the minute on Ghostcrawler, I do think you should keep in mind, this dude does not have to tweet, right? He's no longer part of Blizzard. He can literally do what Ian has done, which is nothing, right? Ian has not stuck his neck out at all. You can see Ian is a lawyer or was a lawyer, right? He's just gone fucking no. I'm not saying shit on Twitter because anything I say will eventually be used against me, right? So Ian's just gone completely fucking quiet. Ghostcrawler has spoken out, and Ghostcrawler actually said that the Cosby Suite reference was actually a reference to a rug that was in the hotel room, right? So it wasn't about Cosby. Now, what I've been trying to figure out is when did the news, you know, all that shit about Bill Cosby, when did that come out? Because I don't remember that being that long ago that we found out about Bill Cosby and all the shit that he did. Just waiting for Cyberpunk to be interesting and playable. Good afternoon, chat. Mixum, how you doing? Thank you for the follow earlier. Really appreciate that, bro. Welcome to the stream. Cyberpunk's already amazing, though. If you have a PC and you're not playing it on, like, fucking console peasants, right? Cyberpunk's awesome. I've finished Cyberpunk twice now. And I'm looking forward to my third time. I'm just waiting for more patches with new content. Then I'll do it a third time. On the PC, Cyberpunk's brilliant. You very few bugs, perfect game, very fun to play. Well, perfect game's a bit of a fucking stretch. Let's just say it's good, right? So I would say if you have a PC, just play it. You don't have to wait. The game's good. Was it 2014? Cosby was released on 6 July 2021. Yeah, but when did the shit come out? So I'm not talking about when was he convicted. I want to know when did this stuff about Bill Cosby feature for the very first time? So when did we learn that there was things going on with Bill Cosby that was untoward? Apocalypse, that is true, yeah. First woman came forward in 2014. I'm getting different things here. Anything before that was just talk and allegations. Early 2020, 2012, 2010. Why am I getting conflicting? First woman to speak up about Cosby. Because I feel like that's sort of important. Timeline of the abuse charges against Bill Cosby. That's literally not what I give a fuck about. I don't want to know when he abused him, and we know he abused him. What I want to know is when did they come out? Is there any fucking dates here?
Bill Cosby's accusers. A&E is premiering.
What the fuck is that video about? All right, I'm trying to see here if they say when shit came out. Internet before that? Didn't have internet before that. As I was talking about it last night. According to other sources, I don't remember the shit. I got internet in 2009, and that's when I learned about Cosby. I don't... So, here's the thing, right? Before that, it would have just been allegations. Valdruid, how you doing? There was a lot of talk about Cosby's practices, even back when he was still working. Talk is one thing, right? Was the first criminal charge. All right, so things came out about him in 2014. The pictures are from 2013. Now, of course, before that, there would have been rumors, like with everything, but they would have just been rumors. Now, as I said, according to Ghostcrawler, right, they called it the Cosby Suite because of a rug that was in there that looked exactly like Bill Cosby sweaters. That's why they called it the Cosby Suite. From what I'm learning also now, it doesn't even seem like it was Alex Afrasiabi's suite, right? He was the one who rented it, but sort of an open suite, just people coming in and going and partying and shit, right? So from where I stand right now, right? From what I'm looking at and what I think about this is, regardless of what the truth is, Twitter have made up their mind. And every single person in this chat have decided before any evidence what's the truth, right? You've either decided to just completely neglect all the truth and go, no, this isn't true, or you've decided this must be true. So us discussing it means nothing. I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer. I have literally, what the fuck would I even know, right, about any of this? I don't know what the legal practices of this would even be. You know, I don't know. So I don't see what's the point in keeping this alive. It's now at the courts. Let the courts handle it. It's not going to go to court, even if people really wanted it to. It's not going to go to court. Blizzard is going to settle this. The state's going to want Blizzard to settle because they don't want to go to court either. Pretty relevant, if you ask me. The timeline is relevant. The problem is just no one seems to be able to discuss, or no one seems to be able to agree with what the right timeline would be. Negativity is oddly satisfying. Way to waste the time. Look, I have no doubts. No doubts. And I've made this point so fucking clear. I'm tired of making it. I believe that the vast majority of people that's been accused of shit is guilty. Do I think that everyone that's been accused of this is guilty? No. No, I don't think so. And dealt with, the quicker things can move on. I think this article is just a distraction and not helping the victims. So there is a couple of... So here's what I'm talking about when I say that stuff bothers me, right? Whenever things like this happen, you have these people that jump on the bandwagon and start really just fucking, you know, claiming victim status, right? They are a victim of this. They are, they've been through hell and this is their hell. But now I'm seeing a tweet here. I don't know how true this is. I don't know if this tweet is photoshopped in any way, but look at this, right? So you have Olivia Grace. She's been very vocal. I've seen her tweets all over the place, right? Where she's claimed that things happened to her. She was invited to the Cosby Suite, and there were people touching her, and it was all inappropriate and shit. And then someone find a tweet from her saying Cosby Suite is Garrison feature, right? Now, if one has to ask, if she did go through what she claims she went through, right? Would she have made a joke like this? Because I don't know many people who would go through something like that and then make jokes about the thing that they've gone through. vindication is a cold satisfaction. When you can't give a person a sense of safety again, money makes their, in some cases, broken lives more comfortable, but they still irreparably damaged. So the worst outcome of this entire thing is if Blizzard settles and the money goes to the state. I cannot think of a more horrible outcome of this. If the money goes to anyone, if the state settles with Blizzard on, say, a couple of $billion or whatever, or a couple of $1 million or whatever the fuck might be, that money needs to go to the victims. Will it restore? Will it undo? Right? Will it undo the problems? Right? And the things that have happened? No. But it's at least some kind of consolation, right? At least you're getting something from the hell that you've been through. So that would be the perfect thing for me, because the state's just going to fucking waste the money, right? The state's just going to waste the money. So I genuinely, I would be horrified if the state gets this money and the victims end up seeing none of it, right? Breach is out. Asmon has been out, and this game reeks of corporate capitalism at this point. Vicious Cycle, so... I agree with everything you said up until the point where you said corporate capitalism. It can't be that. I realize that you're using the word because most people use that word, but corporate capitalism is literally stating two different things, right? Things that are literally the complete opposite of one another, and then sort of equating them as if they could be the same, right? So it would be like saying... it would... I'm trying to think of a reference here that would make sense of it. It cannot be corporate capitalism. Capitalism is about free markets and the market not being interfered with. Corporatism is about the government interfering with the market to the point where companies can pretty much get away with whatever the fuck they want because of government interference, right? So you have... vegan pork would be probably a good idea, a good example of this, right? So yeah, corporatism, perfect word. Corporate capitalism is a misnomer. It's just, you're using two words that is the opposite of one another to try and explain, right, something that I hate when people say. It's like when people say late stage capitalism, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Nothing about the world right now has anything to do. It's not even capitalist, right? You have the government involved in the markets. So the markets are doing shit because the government is allowing the markets to do shit. It's like, oh my god, right? You can't blame something that isn't there for this thing happening. The funny thing about WoW streamers is that they now stream an Amazon game when that company is just as bad. Wolf and Hunt, it's not about principles. For the vast majority of people, it is not about principles, right? For the vast majority, and I've seen that now. I've been on Twitter for a long time. The amount of people that have now taken to Twitter to basically state, I will not be streaming any Warcraft, any Blizzard games today, you know, to stand in sort of whatever the fuck that word is, whatever the English word is, for standing in unity, right, with the people at Blizzard. Hashtag, whatever the hashtag is. I don't know what the hashtag is, but there's a hashtag for the Blizzard walkout or whatever, right? You don't have to say that. The reason they're saying it is for clout, right? They know that if they use that hashtag, millions of people will see their tweet. They are hoping that people see their tweet, click on their tweet, click follow, eventually can watch them over on Twitch. The vast majority of these people are playing the game that is content creation. It's one of the reasons I've decided to take a step out from this entire thing. I have signal boosted it to the point where everyone on my channel knows where I stand, knows what my feelings are about what happened. I don't need to continue doing that. Because at this point, if I keep doing it, all I'm doing is padding my own numbers. I could go right now. I could make a video right now, upload it to the channel about this bullshit. The video will get 20, 30, 40,000 views, right? Easy money. But I'm no longer doing it because I'm trying to keep the public informed. I'm now doing it just to get money. So that's why I've decided to... I'll talk about it on stream if people ask about it, but I'm not making videos on it. I refuse to. I refuse to chase the clout. I have, as far as I'm concerned, I've done my duty. I've done what I can do, right? And I'm not the judge, I'm not the jury, and I'm not the fucking lawyers here. So I can't add any more to this case. CCS, how you doing, brother? Wonder how people working on D2 Remaster are, given that they were dragged into since they have the Blizzard brand on them since the beginning of the year. Minius One, I don't think they care too much, right? Because this is not something that happened to them, right? They literally just joined Blizzard, so they probably have nothing to gain or add to this conversation. They probably just stand in solidarity. Thank you, Apocalypse, by the way, for reminding me of the word. They stand in solidarity with the other people at Blizzard, right? The people that they've been working with. Amani supports daily breach of ethics. We can't escape it. Yeah, the funny thing is, look, the sanctimony on Twitter is incredible. The amount of people that have been throwing accusations is unreal. It's unreal. And what's funny to me is how many people pretend like they're better. I have been in multiple social situations with men where a group of men is together, there's no goals around. You make jokes, right? Jokes are everywhere. It's jokes. Not a single person in that group is going to act upon the jokes. It's just jokes. And then, girls, do not sit here and pretend like you're any better. I've heard you talk when you think no guys are listening. You're just as fucking horrible. The shit that you say about men, the shit that you sometimes want to do to certain men, it's just as fucking horrible. But it's jokes. It's supposed to be jokes. So we have to be able to say, look, not everything is a fucking train smash. Sometimes a joke really is just a joke, right? The problem is when you make that joke to someone's face, right? So it's one thing to say, oh my God, did you see her? She's hot, bro, right? When you're with your mates. It's a completely different thing when you say to the girl, oh my God, your ass is fucking majestic, right? These are not the same. One is you and your friend having a discussion about someone that you've seen, right? The other is making someone uncomfortable for no fucking reason whatsoever. Especially we're talking the workplace environment here, right? And then I see these people on Twitter just pretending as if they've never done it. How dare you? This is rape culture. These jokes are rape culture. What are you talking about? Like, some of it is horrible and disgusting, but the specific thing that I'm talking about here, which I'm not going to be repeating at all, but the specific thing that I'm talking about here wasn't even that bad. It was a guy who made a joke, quite clearly a fucking joke, right? I know because I laughed at the joke. It was a joke, and people went like, oh my God, yeah, this is rape culture. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Rape is a very serious thing. It's not something that we should be fucking playing with. We shouldn't be sitting here and basically relegating the word to whatever the fuck makes us, sort of, whatever the fuck helps our outrage. From where I'm from, rape is horrible. And it should remain that. If you accuse someone of rape, it should mean something. If you start accusing everyone of rape, then it no longer means anything. Then we may as well just fuck off the name. The word may as well just die, because it has no meaning. Out there now for anything. Everyone seems to... Nika Spider, how you doing? Everyone seems to be losing their fucking minds. Everyone seems to be losing their minds. And it annoys me because I think people should be able to have some nuance. Chat, am I wrong? Am I wrong about this? Am I wrong about expecting people to have a little bit of fucking nuance? Understanding that jokes are sometimes just fucking jokes. They're not rape culture. They're not horrible. They're just a joke. And again, not saying that it's all. There are things that go far too fucking far, right? If you sit in front of, if you sit in a work group with a bunch of other people and you start describing the sexual shit that you will do with one of the employees, that's wrong, right? That's too fucking far. Now you've gone too far. But if you're just sitting there talking to your friends and you're going, oh my God, did you see her? She is hot, bro. That's a compliment. At the very least, it's a compliment, right? It's not as if you're fucking, if you're doing a paper so you can calm your ass down. Awesome. Yeah, I think people are so quick. And what's always funny to me is wait until this shit starts backfiring. For now, there's a lot of people on the side of the mob, right? And the mob is very happy to have numbers on their side. But that mob is very quickly going to start running out of targets. And once it starts running out of targets, whew, it's going to start going after anyone and everyone it can find. And then a lot of these people that's been sort of, on the side of the mob is going to find themselves in the firing line, right? Because of some tweet that they may have made fucking 2-3 years ago, right? A joke that's now taken out of context. Waldron, I agree with you, right? In a work environment, there are certain things that should not happen. Now, the argument here could be made, and this is one of the problems, right? This is one of the problems that needs to be addressed. They weren't at work. They were actually at BlizzCon, right? So these developers were partying. It was like a massive work party thing, right? Mr. Sassy, how you doing? And they were all friends, right? All of these developers were friends outside of just working together. So it's very easy then for lines to sort of get blurred on what exactly must you and must you not do. D-Zack, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Did really fucking appreciate 10 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But this is part of the problem, right? There should have been stricter rules at Blizzard that laid down the foundation of what is and isn't okay. So even if you are friends, if you are in any way representing Blizzard Entertainment, then these are the rules that apply, right? So even if you are at a work do, there are things that you can't do. So in other words, you can't go on one of the work groups and say, oh my God, I'd like to grab her ass. No, you're one of her superiors. You shouldn't be doing that, right? You should not be writing that shit. You want to know what is the funniest thing about all of this? You want to know what the funniest thing is about all of this? Almost all of this comes from Alex Afriziabi's Facebook page. That dude got thrown under the bus by a lot of developers, right? Just so that they could sort of push the blame on him. And without saying a fucking word, he is taking down the entire fucking group. He's just fucking all of them now. And he's not saying a word, right? People are just scrubbing his Facebook page. And it's just like, oh shit. So you guys wanted to pass the blame on to him. It seems he's not the only guilty fuck here. It seems a lot more people are guilty of this. So that's sort of funny to me. That is just, it's sort of poetic justice, right? Not saying that he was innocent of all of this. He was just as guilty as the rest of them. But it's nice to see that the other guilty parties is also being highlighted to some extent. Mr. Sassy, what's the earliest memory I can remember? It's only one. I've remembered this maybe because I got beaten to an inch of my life because of this. Not in a bad way. I just got spanked like a fucking maniac for it. My grandma have an obsession with pianos, right? She had tons of pianos growing up, but she had this one piano that was given to her by her mother, and her mother got it from her mother. So this is a very, very old piano, right? Very old piano. I'm a young kid, very, very young, like probably 4, 5, maybe, not even. And me and my cousin were playing at my grandma's house. Super Dragon Beast, thank you for Prime Sub 220. Fucking appreciate that. 2 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're playing on the piano because both of us, my entire family, have always been very big on music. So as early as I can remember, I was taking piano lessons and singing lessons. My cousin was taking piano lessons and singing lessons. I took piano, guitar, violin. Basically, you name the instrument, I took lessons in it, right? Because my family's big on, like, let's just say my family is very Jewish without actually being Jewish, right? So getting ahead and sort of, shall we say, proving yourself is big parts of my of my family lineage, if you will. So we're playing on the guitar and on the piano, and somehow, I don't know how, we get this idea to start playing the piano with hammers. Kimchi Queen, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. We decide hammers and this piano would be a good thing, right? My grandma's not at home, by the way. These were different times, FYI. I grew up from a very early age with my parents going wherever the fuck they want, and we just sort of playing at home alone. These was times where I remember, I think it was 6 or 7, we would take our bikes and just drive through town, right? It's not like these days where parents must be with their children at all times. We were sort of late to just do whatever the fuck we want. And yeah, we started bashing this fucking piano, right? This is a very, very old piano, right? We're young kids, like we don't know. We smashed that piano to fucking bits. To this day, the piano have these dents where the hammers just fucking hit it, right? Because they couldn't replace it. They fixed the keys and stuff to sort of, you know, at least make it playable again. But like the outside of it is just bashed to fuck with hammers. That's the earliest memory I have. Like that, I remember that vividly. I just do not remember why we decided that hammers was a good thing. This I don't know. I once also, I was a bit older at this point, but this was just when I was starting to get into, like, not get into metal, but I was playing guitar. Like I said, I basically had to learn how to play every single fucking instrument. And I think I was 9 years old when I went to my parents and I said, this is bullshit. I don't like playing instruments. I don't want to fucking do it. I'll keep singing because I kind of like the singing thing. I don't like the instruments. This is boring to me. And they were like, okay, fine. Just fucking leave it, right? But I think it was like 7 or 8 where I just got a brand new guitar and I was listening to some band. I can't remember who it was, right? But this was like the early days of rock where they were still smashing guitars and shit. I think it was like a week old, this guitar, and I was playing and I just thought, fuck it. And I just smashed the guitar on the ground just because it looked cool. It looked like the kind of thing that you should be doing with your guitar. My dad was actually livid about that one. He lost his fucking mind over that one. That was another spanking that I got in very short order. Although my biggest spanking ever. So I don't remember many spankings. The ones I remember is about 4 or 5, right? My entire life. I remember about 4 or 5. I know I got more than those, right? Because I was a little shit growing up. But the one spanking I remember very well. I kind of shot people with a slingshot. It was workers. It was working sort of in the house next door. They were building. They were fixing up the house or whatever. And we started shooting them with slingshots. And I got 6 shots there. Like, my dad fucking wrecked me, dude. I couldn't sit for a week after that one. So yeah, that's just sort of in a nutshell all the shit that I did as a kid. Have you tried to fry a chicken? Because I have, but it was hard. I'm assuming that's a weird one, mister. My dad pinched my arm once, and that's it. Oh, my dad tried that once in church. We were literally in church. Crawl, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. We were in church. Now, I do not remember this. My mum told me this. We were in church, and so I had ADHD as a young kid. I think I sort of outgrew most of it because I'm no longer that bad, but I had it as a kid. I was on Ritalin and shit just to kind of fucking calm down. But we're in church, and I'm all over the place, right? You know those old church benches that you get, right? Those wooden benches that you it's like long ass fucking benches. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Daughter instead of a son? Yeah, daughters get bad at teenage level, right? Okay, so I'm on these benches, but I'm standing on these benches, and I'm sort of running around on the benches, or trying to run around. My dad's sort of pulling me down. And I'm looking at the people behind me, and I'm talking to the people behind me. Like my mom said, there's this old guy sitting here, and I'm asking the guy, why are you so old? You know, like just random questions that a kid would ask, right? At that age, I might have been 5, 6, somewhere there. And my dad pinches me because I will not shut the fuck up, and he pinches me, right? Either on my hip or on my arm or something, and I, at the top of my fucking lungs, to the point where the priest, well, it's not called a priest, reverend, Protestant, right? Protestant's reverend, right? Priest is Catholic. Protestant's reverend. Is that correct in English? All right. Mikimoto, is this your first time in chat? Suck a dick, bro. I scream at the top of my lungs to the point where the reverend, everyone calms down and everyone looks at me. But I scream, stop pinching me, right? And everyone just looks around. And my mum said my dad went fucking blood red. Like, he just looked down. He couldn't say a fucking word. Everyone's just sort of looking, because no one knows what's going on, right? No one knows that I'm being a little shit. So he needs to try and now act cool and calm, because why was he pinching his own fucking son, right, in church? That was also the last time that we joined the general congregation. Like, from that moment forward, my dad sort of took us into, there was like these baby rooms, right? Where if you had babies, you would go in there so that the babies didn't disturb the rest of it. And we were the only people with no babies, because I was 6 at the time. My brother was like 3, and my youngest brother, I don't think, was born yet. Yeah, he wouldn't have been born yet. He would have probably still been in my mother, because he's also 3 years apart. But we were in there because my dad couldn't take me into the General Assembly, because if we're in the General Assembly, I'm causing shit. At least in the mother's room, we could basically just do whatever the fuck we want, right? We could just play. Me and my brother used to just play because church was so boring. If you're able to get past, when will it be? I think I'll probably go to timeline that my mother is not dead yet, and she died before my brain has started to being able to remember stuff. That's sort of sad. That's sort of bringing the stream down a bit. My first time in chat, by the way. Casius, go suck a dick. Whose first time is it here? And if I swear to God, I don't even know why I asked that question. Never mind, fucking leave it. Leave it. I said leave it. I can literally, all of you have fucking cups next to your name. Mr. Vaughn, happy to have you at the stream, bro. You're the only person not lying. I have a bunch of people with cups next to their name. They're subscribers, and they're going, oh, my first time. I've been here. I've only just gotten here. What is this cup next to my name? The fuck is this? Robert, it's not your first time chatting. It's not your fucking first time chatting. Fucking liars. Liars and cheaters in this stream. No wonder I'm so stressed. I'm dealing with a bunch of degenerate fucks in this chat. I just thought it was a warning for my cup of coffee. I have coffee right here. It is glorious. Also, I'm looking for a new house. Mr. Diabetes, how you doing, bro? Oh shit, Diabetes is coming for me. The first time here today, Nathan Ninja. It fucking not. It is not. Coffee is good. It fucks up my sleep like a crazy person, but it's so good. It's so fucking great. No, not America. I'm looking to move here. I'll show you guys. This is one of the options, right? One of the options. I found a really, really nice house as well here. I'll show you guys now. This is in Cape Town. Not really Cape Town. It's just outside Cape Town. Like a smaller place just outside Cape Town. But I'll show you guys. This is definitely not the place I want it to be. Wrong house, right street. Yeah, this is where I want it to be. Okay. Bedrooms 2 and apply filters. Lowest price first, so we can go through all the fucking places that doesn't matter. Alright, I'll show you guys. So these are all per day, because this is sort of... This is like... Hout Bay is like massive, shall we say... It's like vacation places, right? Hout Bay is very big on vacations. But there's a couple of really cool places here. Like, look at this fucking house. I don't know why, but this house just looks awesome. I like the fact that it's just bricks. Like, they did nothing, just bricks, right? Why not 14? Oh my god, no. What would I do with 14 bedrooms, Kimchi? Like, I don't know what I would do with that. The view could be better, though, because Hout Bay is on the coast, so the view could have been better. Like, you can see a bit of coast there. Like, there, the ocean right there. You can see a little bit of the ocean. Anyway, this is not the house that I wanted to show you. Look at that. Yeah, this is 100% vacation home. So this house will cost you 2,800 Rand per day, which is... How much is that? 2,800 Rand to dollar. That's $191 per day is what you would pay for this house. Guys, thank you for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Digimark, how you doing, bro? Does Cape Town have decent beaches? Oh, yeah. It's got some of the best, like, close to Cape Town is Jeffreys Bay. And Jeffreys Bay is, like, one of the best surfing beaches in the world. All right, Alex, I'll grab it now. Yeah, this is for rental, right? So this is but this is just holiday rentals. I wouldn't fucking rent here. That's super expensive. I want to show you this. I won't buy a house, not in South Africa. I thought we had this discussion before. I will never buy a house in South Africa. I don't want to live in South Africa. Why would I buy a house here? That makes no fucking sense to me. Jesus. Look at this fucking house. 6,000 Rand a day. Look at this fucking place. Christ. This is some fucking holiday home. Holy crap. You could probably buy this if you have enough money, but this house is probably going to cost you a couple of million at least, if not more. That is a fucking nice view at night. That is a nice view at night. Look at the Bay Area. Yeah, this is South Africa. I'm trying to get to... So here we get to the first apartments. These are like the apartments. And I saw this apartment, which I like the view of. Like, that's the view from your, like, from your window. This apartment comes fully furnished, by the way. So it's a fully furnished apartment. It's 10,000 rand a month, which I think is sort of nice. There you see the Bay Area, the boats and shit. It's got a shower. It's got pretty much everything. So what would 10,000 be in dollar? So I can show you guys. $684 a month is what that house will cost you. So if you wanted a house on the fucking beach, so to speak, then, you know, it'll cost you about $684 a month. No, doggos are not allowed there, so that's why I can't take that house. It's just I liked the house. The feel of the house was pretty cool. Didn't like the interior at all, but the feel was nice. Than what I pay in rent for a tiny-ass house. It's basically 300 lower than my shitty apartment. South Africa is cheap as fuck, bro. Look at Woodbridge Island places. Why is that even more expensive? I'm going to have to go for 3 bedrooms. So I'm sadly not going to be able to go for 2. I would have to go for a 3-bedroom apartment because that's the only way you can have dogs. Like, there is not a single flat in this entire fucking, like, country almost that will allow doggos. They'll just go, fuck you. No doggos. You need a yard for doggos, and 2-bedroom places don't have yards. So this is sort of where you start looking at can't be apartments, so these apartments will not fucking work. Is this thing on the fucking beach? No shit. It's on the beach. Holy shit. Okay. It's more affordable. How big is doggos? We have 1 Labrador and 1 Jack Russell. It's not my doggos. It's my brother's doggos, but yeah, they sort of have to go with, right? It's a bit of a big doggos to have a yacht anyway. Give me Lisa's number. I'll negotiate you a good deal. Kimchi, you think so? I'll send you the number. You do know that the phone call alone will probably bankrupt you. Making phone calls from other countries to South Africa is dear. Like, fucking crazy dear. I would take my entire WoW setup outside just so I could play on the beach. I don't know, though. I don't swim in the ocean. I would fucking refuse to. I refuse to swim in the ocean. I can't swim anywhere where I can't see the bottom. I need to be able to see what the fuck is down below. And the ocean can't do that. Macmillan, how you doing, brother? Yeah, my doggo is brilliant. Volley. Sharks in South Africa? Yeah. In Cape Town, much sharks. Like, many, many sharks. There's some nice townhouses in Royal Ascot. Have to check if they allow big doggos. My more pressing concern is fiber, Cesius. That's my more pressing concern. Germanio, how you doing? I don't need animals in my house. I have enough animal. Oof. This is a bit fucking ugly. I do not like the overwhelming white of that kitchen. Yeah, looking to move to Cape Town. I have to. Days, yeah, I've only just moved into this house and I'm already looking to get the fuck out as well. In general, yeah, the house is very overwhelmingly, oppressingly white, to be fair. I have a riddle. Answer correctly, you get a prize. Okay, what's the riddle? Do you have housing with swimming pools there? Yeah, but I would never get it. Just Google South Africa's deadliest animals. Hippos are number 3. Yeah, but okay, so what's number 1? Kimchi? What word is always spelled wrong? Wait, mosquitoes is number 1. How can mosquitoes be number one? Mosquitoes are not dangerous. Like, there's a small part of South Africa where the mosquitoes will fuck you up, right? Which is right next to the border with Botswana, right? Which is like far away from where I am. Everywhere else, mosquitoes would at the most, right? At the fucking most, would just itch. Yeah, but malaria is not all over the country, Cesius. So, like, I don't know if you could really put that as the most dangerous animal, considering that the only place where it's a problem would be what's that fucking province called again? Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga and parts of Limpopo would be like problematic. The rest of it is just like, who gives a fuck, right? KZN has parts as well, but again, it's parts, right? And Rob, the answer would be wrong according to Twitch chat. So, you know, give Twitch chat a prize, I suppose. Kimchi, how would you make the list, though? Another website says that baboons are dangerous and a big problem in Cape Town. I've never been to Cape Town, so I don't know if there's a baboon problem in Cape Town. Might be. But I don't think in the cities. So Cape Town is deceptive, right? Because technically, a lot of people will say that they're from Cape Town. By the way, Rob, thank you much for the gifted sub. Did really fucking appreciate it. Can we get some love in chat for Rob giving a prize to Twitch chat for being right? So can we get some love in Twitch chat, for Rob? And Twitch chat, give yourselves a pat on the back. You got it right. So baboons are just sort of annoying. For example, if you go to the Kruger National Park, right, you'll have baboons and monkeys sort of stealing your shit. You have to close and lock down everything because, yeah, early morning, the monkeys will literally take anything that is sort of lying there. Baboons can be dangerous. You do well not to be close to them. If they're in the area, just get the fuck away. But from what it's been my understanding that they shouldn't be anywhere near the proper areas. And like I said, Cape Town is very weird. So you'll get people that say they live in Cape Town, right? But then they live in places like this, Hout Bay, which is like half an hour's drive, I think, from Cape Town. But they all still say Cape Town, right? People still say, yeah, I live in Cape Town, even though they don't actually live in Cape Town. Baboon tries to steal my purse. Fucking slap it. I wouldn't. African baboons are. I wouldn't slap it. They have giant teeth and they are very, very, very aggressive. So I would almost definitely not slap it. Trying to look. Ooh, 3-bedroom house. And this is in my price range. I could easily afford that. I don't like this. Shit, do not like this. I hate the oven. Why do we still have electrical hobs? These old school hobs. I don't get it. They're fucking horrible for cooking. Fucking horrible for cooking. It's nice and big though. So I like the spaciousness of it. I like the fact that it's wooden windows. It's quite nice. The house has clearly been neglected for quite some fucking time. That is a very narrow bathroom. Very narrow bathroom. Big bedrooms, though. Which I always like. I hate the fact that it's tiled. I don't like anything about this fucking house. Wait, what's her name? Oh my god, if that R wasn't there, that name would have been embarrassing. If that R wasn't there, that name would have been embarrassing. Oh my god. All right, let's just quickly see here. It is pet friendly. You see, this would be the perfect house because it's pet friendly. Yeah, I don't think this is probably not her surname. This is most likely her husband's. At least based on the fact that I'm yet to meet an agent that is single. Most of them are married. And this would probably be... So in high school, she probably wouldn't have been teased because she would have had a different surname. In South Africa, the only thing that's required for something to be pet-friendly is a yard, right? If there's a yard, it becomes pet-friendly immediately. Mr. Vaughn, how you doing? Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the Fat Fuckers Club. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I wouldn't put too much, like... Ooh. I do sort of like this. Have we looked at this before? No, I don't think so. I do sort of like this. Like the outside of it. Like the look of it. I don't know why. But it reminds me... Like this style almost reminds me of a Norwegian town I once saw. Mountains are beautiful. Cape Town is fucking beautiful, dude. Holy shit. Look at the shower. Look at the bathroom. This is nice. Hate those toilets. But anyways... If it's as small as this phone box. No, this bathroom is pretty spacious. It seems to be a bathroom inside the bedroom, though. Like, doesn't seem like they closed the bathroom off. You know, you and your partner just shit in the bedroom, I suppose. It's got air conditioning, which is always a fucking good thing. I hate the fact that these are built-in nightstands. Because what happens if you have a queen-size bed? Or a king-size bed, and it doesn't fit, then you're fucked. You now have no bed, because, so, and my bed would probably not go under that, because my bed's like fucking high off the ground. Very nice. I do like this. This is the second bathroom. These are 3 bedrooms, so this is the third bedroom. I'm assuming this is the second bedroom, and then this would be the master bedroom. Keep the stank in the bedroom. Still need to confirm, but I take you live in South Africa. Where exactly? How does it look there? In terms of general safety, friendliness to people of different skin color, house living quality, etc. Milul, I live in South Africa. I live in a city called Pretoria, which is the capital of South Africa. Contrary to what most people would want you to believe, the vast majority of people in the cities couldn't give 2 fucks what your skin color is. They genuinely don't care. So I would say it's fine, right? The biggest issues that you get usually in South Africa with sort of people not liking people from other skin colors is in the rural areas. So the smaller cities, smaller towns is where you'd find like some issues. Again, not a lot, but some. Safety-wise, I would say where I live is very safe, but that's because I have 24-hour security. I have barred windows. I have a security system. I have security guards at the gates, and I have electric fencing around the house. So I would say, you know, fairly safe, all things considered. But obviously it's South Africa. It's never safe, right? But you learn very quickly. So once you've been here for a while, you learn very quickly where you can and can't go, right? Especially at night. So, you know, these areas need to avoid. These areas are fine. This is why most tourists get fucking mugged, because they go into areas that no one would go into at night. And then they wonder why they just got mugged. No, Johannesburg is the largest city in South Africa, but it's not the capital. The capital building, so our president's building, is the Union Buildings. It's in Pretoria. Johannesburg is just the largest city. But Johannesburg is not really South Africa. Johannesburg is sort of international. It's a very international city. So when you go to Johannesburg, Most people say it doesn't feel like you're in South Africa anymore, because everyone you meet there speaks a different language, languages from all over the world. There's like 2 Chinatowns in Johannesburg, like 2, and it's apparently the largest Chinatowns in Africa. There's a Koreatown. There's like, I think 4 or 5 German schools or some shit like that in Joburg. So it's massively international, right? Massively international. So yeah, I would say really depends where you want to go. If you want to experience South Africa, Johannesburg is not the place to be. Because it's not South Africa. It's international. You may as well be in any country in the world, in any of the major cities in the world. It's like, for example, let's take the UK. If you want to know anything about the British, you don't go to London, right? Because it's an international city. It's not, you're not going to learn anything about the British in London. To learn about the British, you're going to go to the smaller places or to some of the other places. And I'm assuming the same is true for Canada, America, any of those places, right? I've heard that if you go to Toronto, for example, you're not really getting like Canadian. You're getting international because everyone is there, right? And while that's definitely fun and definitely part of where I would live, because I like the fact that you get sort of all cultures in one place. If you want to learn what Canadians do, Toronto is probably not where you're going to learn that, right? Because there's no Canadians there. It's international. Not saying there aren't Canadians that live there, just saying it's not. A small town would be better. Like go to one of the small mining towns, and what's that? What's the province in Canada? It's like the last frontier towns were in that province. Alberta, that's the one. If you really, like, according to people that I know, friends that I know that live in Canada, if you really want to know how Canadians live, like what Canadians do, Canadian culture, Alberta is sort of the place that you want to go to, because that's where you'll still find that. Pretoria is also internationalizing, right? We're getting more and more international visitors, more and more international people. So Pretoria is pretty much also very international, but it's still, I would say, very culturally South African. How's Scottish land? I would love to live somewhere in the northern parts. Drinking maple syrup all day, probably. Oh, there's some beautiful homes here. I like this house. This is what I'm talking about. You're something that if you come to Canada, you have to rent a polar bear for the day or a moose. Wait, you can rent those for a day? I'd love to have a moose. Fuck, imagine the shit I could do with a moose. Imagine riding a moose. Like through the streets of Toronto, just on your fucking moose. There you go. Right? Here we go. I'm just fucking riding my moose. Get the fuck off me. I'm going places, bro. I'm late. You and your fucking moose just sort of running through the town. That would be awesome. Polar bear is a bit dangerous. It could turn around and fuck you. Like really fucking destroy you. I've eaten moose and reindeer. Oh yeah. We don't have moose in South Africa though. But, you know, we have deer that's very similar. Me and my moose. More like the things he can do with you. Just, Jesus, it must hurt. Imagine being rammed by a fucking moose. Those horns just slapping you about. Would not be fun. Would not be fun. I would not like that. Oh my god, I need this house. I already have an AC, but I can have more AC. Look at this. It's got AC everywhere. I love this. These guys went and said, you know what? Fuck the cold. We'll just have ACs everywhere. I need to get this house. This is a good fucking house. This is a nice looking house, this is. Berlin has become a hotspot for anything but German. Indeed, no joke. I've got my radiator back on. I've got a radiator there, but I've barely turned it on. Like, there's no point. I need to go to the fucking barber's literally Saturday. My mustache has now reached a point where it's annoying the out of me. Moni, I agree. I like this house. This is a nice looking house, this is. I do not like the fact that it's only, like, it only has space, like, a built-in space for a single door fridge. That is kind of annoying. No, I do not trim my own beard. That would be mental. I go to the barber, I sit down, I have a fucking lovely time, shave my head, trim the beard. Everyone's happy. I would never, ever fucking trim my own beard. That just seems like a lot of work. Yeah, I don't always do the cheaper thing, though. No, I've got this. There's these Pakistani guys. Most of the barbers in South Africa is Pakistanis. But there's this one just down the road from me. It's fucking amazing. Whenever you go there, it's so nice. Like, you sit down, they offer you coffee, you have a cup of coffee, they sort of chat with you and make jokes and shit. And then as soon as they get to you, it's like really fucking cool pamper session that goes on. So it's really nice vibe. No, I would never definitely never cut my own hair. And I would not dye my own hair. There is no fucking chance of that happening. What's this black shit? Oof, this is like old school South Africa. Those roofs, holy shit. Buy a Floby? What's a Floby, Kimchi? I don't know what that is. Is that something to do with hair? Oh, right. Yeah, maybe then we won't Google it on stream. Vacuum haircut a thing. I don't think I'll do that. You attach it to your vacuum? I sense this is becoming it's becoming sexual. The only people that use vacuum cleaners to vacuum are sociopaths. I can't trim my own hair since 5 years. I don't regret it. Fuck no. I wouldn't do it. You can Google it on stream. A flow. What's it called again? Hold up. Fuck no, I can't find it. Oh, a Floby. Of course. Floby. Alright, let's fucking see this. The price on this thing. You must be... They must be fucking nuts. The price on this thing is absolutely fucking insane. I don't know. I'm looking. Give me a second. Let me see. You vacuum your fucking hair. Now this seems like a complete useless system. Like, why would you vacuum your hair? Oh my god. Oh, such schmozzing is what it is. It's a schmoz. Like, you could just have a vacuum, right? And then just cut your hair and then just vacuum the hair. Instead of spending a crazy, obnoxious amount of money on a thing that does the thing anyways. Stare at the boy in the advert. Yeah, he's just sitting there. Someone just told him sit down and smile. Sit there, smile. And that's it. End of fucking discussion. Well, you suck. Wait, so it rips your hair out, or does it cut it a specific length? So it basically sucks in the air, or sucks the hair into that little tube, and then there's cutters right above that sort of cuts it to the length that you want it, right? Yeah, but that would be a lot of work for me because when I go to the barber on Saturday, I'll do exactly the same thing I've done now, which is basically shave off the sides, right? And keep the middle bit just a little bit shorter. That's going to be a lot of work with a fucking vacuum cleaner. Yeah, I would not spend money on this. There are certain things, ladies and gentlemen, that we as people should not buy. And I would say that the Flowbee might be one of them. The Flowbee might be one of the things that we should not buy with our money. Like we should spend our money on other things, more fun things, things that actually serve a purpose. Zane, thank you for the follow, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyways, looks down in shame. Who the fuck's that? A company, that kind of money. CCS, which company are you looking at? Because there is a company that I can 100% recommend. I built basically my entire PC through them. Very nice guys. Fucking amazing customer service. The only problem, no matter how many times I told them I don't eat chocolate, they keep sending you a dream chocolate with every single fucking purchase and order that you make. So if you don't like chocolate, you're going to end up with a lot of chocolate bars that you basically just end up giving away. But they do that for everything that you fucking order. Who's Billy Mays? How the fuck am I supposed to know who this human being is? Okay, Dreamwear Tech, I've used personally. I've used Woodwear as well. Both amazing places. Dreamwear Tech is the place that sends you the dream chocolates, right? You get a dream with every fucking order, right? But their service is amazing. They're very quick, although slower than Woodwear. You wait about 4 or 5 days for your product to arrive, whereas Woodwear usually 2-3. But I've used both of them. I'm literally looking into buying new things from Woodwear in the next month or so. No, we're not talking about chocolate. Haircutting in Serbia is $4. Let's say $5 with tip. You can go to hairstylist 30 times or buy one suck and cut machine. Wait, you tip your hairdresser? Why do you tip your hairdresser? Who here tips their hairdressers? I'm loyal to my barber. He always does my hair right, so I'm happy to give him money. Well, I pay my barber, obviously, but I don't tip the fucker. He gets paid. He gets paid. I pay him to cut my hair. And so, why would I tip him also? Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Okay. Why did you never pay a barber, Macmillan? Because the service industry always tip them? No. It's custom they used to tip them? Oh, no. So, again, let's just... Because this might be a very cultural thing. In South Africa, all barbers, almost all of them, at least all the ones I've been to, are owned by Pakistanis. And it's almost always like... it's like a family thing, right? So they're all brothers and they're all cutting hair, brothers and cousins. So they all share in the money that they make there. I'm not tipping as well. Now, if I go to a restaurant, right, tips are fucking plenty. Tips are plenty. I tip every single time I go to a restaurant because waiters in South Africa do not get paid. That is extortionate, Berthier. That is an extortionate amount of money. 55 euros for a fucking haircut. I pay for my beard and my hair, which I do once a month. I pay, I think it's 130 rand to dollar. $8. $9. Let's call it 9. Right? We tip them for a happy ending. A barber giving you a happy ending. If you don't know what this look is, it's the look of question. I doubt. X for doubt, bro. Just last time I went to the hairdresser, it was like 100 or 200 quid. Holy fuck balls. No. So even if I didn't go to the barber, so let's imagine I went to the hairdresser, right? Which I used to do because I used to color my hair literally every color of the rainbow effectively. So let's imagine I went to the hairdresser to get my hair proper done, right? I think the last time I saw it was like $450, which is $30. Do girls actually go to the barber? How many girls here actually go to the barber instead of a hairdresser? What do you mean not allowed? What is this not allowed shit? Rubbing my face when I pay for a haircut, I'm stabbing them in the leg. Most barbers won't cut female hair. Why? How many girls are even here? Trickstar, we've got quite a few. We've got quite a few degenerate females hanging out in chat. I don't know why they're here. I'm guessing for the intelligent discussions in chat. But we do have quite a few degenerate females in the Fat Fuckers Club as well. It is what it is. My sister got a pixie cut, short, and they still wouldn't. That is strange. I've seen women go to the barbers here, and the barbers are happy to cut the hair. It's money, so why would you fucking do it? Masters in London, the hair and face massage was awesome. I resemble that remark. I mean, I don't like that remark. Barbers are men only, hairdressers are for girls. Hold on a sec. It was like the main quality time. I mean, barbers are cheaper than hairdressers. Hairdressers are crazy. Crazy expensive, bro. I wouldn't go to the hairdressers now. I have nothing to do there. I have nothing to do. Women go to hairdressers so we can get charged more. QQ. That's how it goes. Where I live is the other way. Barbers are far more expensive than hairdressers. No, hairdressers in South Africa is extortionate. The only reason I miss going to the hairdressers is they're better, right? So if I want a very specific cut, the hairdressers would do it much better than the barbers would. Awakes my curiosity. Curiosity for what, a freak? This is why I cut my own hair. I even did my own undercut. I don't know how the fuck... I would not be able to cut my own hair. It would be a mess. I would get completely fucked working in a mirror, going like, okay, I want to be on this side, but now things are weird. I wouldn't do it. Screw that. My own hair is usually not too bad. I've seen your hair. It's bad. Andy, I've seen your hair. It's bad. You might not think so, but it's horrible. It's absolutely disgusting. It makes sense now. I wanted to ask you before who cut your hair because you should go somewhere else, but it makes sense now. Thanks for answering that fucking question for me. Bald is beautiful. Is it though? I said not too bad. Well, not too bad is very subjective, right? Not too bad is not really... It's not an objective measurement of quality. I'm sure you are beautiful. Freak, do you wanna do you wanna take bets on that? Because you wouldn't be too far off. Apocalypse, can we quickly see what Andy looks like? Can we quickly see what Andy looks like, please? I'm in War Room. Just give me a quick picture. I just want to show a freak what Andy looks like. You guys will not believe this, by the way. If I can get Apocalypse to post that picture, because I'm not fucking looking through the entire War Room for it. Andy is one of the mods. Not fair. I'd hit it either way. Does the Fat Fuckers Club have a Discord? Yes. Yes, it does. There's a specific channel called Fat Fuckers Club on Discord that's just for that's just for the Fat Fuckers, and then the rest of the Discord is open to everyone. I have to find it again. Quickly find it. Someone give me the picture of Andy. I would love to show everyone what Andy looks like. Because a freak did say she thinks Andy is beautiful. Which, of course, is not something that a man should be called, right? I think we can all agree. Generally speaking, you do not go up to a man and say, you are beautiful. Because that's not how you do it. Men can be handsome. Men can be sexy. Beautiful, not so much, right? Beautiful means something else. Women can be beautiful. Women are beautiful. But men, not so much. For the Fat Fuckers, oh wait, the War Room is mods only, right? Yes. The War Room is for the mods. It's where the mods basically let me know that I'm fucking up during streams. I'm literally just waiting for... I'm just waiting for the picture of Andy. Men can be majestic. Now, that's a word to describe a man. Boys. If a girl walked up to you in a club and she told you, oh my God, you look majestic, how would that make you feel? What would be your response to that? Fuck off, you're a liar. Holy shit. Waking up most likely. Lol. Really damn good. I would just whisper, Mufasa. What? What did you say? I said, Kifasa. Never, ever mention the name in my presence again. I am the king. Yes, sire, you are the king. Just ping a mod to get access to the Fat Fuckers Club? No. If you link your Discord to Twitch, the bot will automatically pick up that you are a Twitch subscriber, and you'll automatically be fucked into the Fat Fuckers Club. If a girl walked up to me in a club and said anything, I feel majestic. It's not. So, girls, do you believe that it is... Do you think that you should walk up to a guy in a club and sort of make the first move? Or do you think it's the guy's job to make the first move? How many of you would feel out of your depth if you were the one to make the first move? Like, it would just feel sort of weird that you're the one making the first move. It's in War Room. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Andy, one of the mods of our channel. Majestic, you say? Now, please just keep in mind that he is 6'4", Andy. You're 6'4", right? And this was, I think this was for some party or some shit. Like he was dressing up for some party. But this is Andy. 6'3". Told you he's beautiful and handsome when he's not using the app. Halloween cross-dress party. There you go. So that is Andy. In centimeters, would that not be close to 192? Oh, holy shit, you know. But that is Andy. 192, a basketballer. 192 isn't that tall. Basketballers are like fucking crazy tall, right? What is 197 in US measuring things? I have no idea, but 197 is very tall. I stopped making the first move when it comes to goals. Net the Ninja, but how are you going to... So I'm a firm believer in first moves, right? If I see someone I like, I'll make the first move. Like I will ask them out for coffee or I'll ask them out for dinner. Like just 100%. You shoot your shot, right? I mean, if you don't shoot your shot, you're never going to know. You may as well just fucking go for it, right? You like her, you go, hey, want to go out for dinner? Want to go out for a drink? Whatever. If she says no, you go, okay, cool, thank you. And what can you fucking do, right? She can either say yes or no. Like, no is the worst that someone can say to you. It's the absolute worst thing someone can say to you. So you may as well just ask. The problem that I find with most fucking guys is that they want to go the friendship route, which is where all the time wasting comes in. Because the guy first wants to pretend to be her friend so that eventually she'll fall in love with him. And then when she doesn't fall in love with him because he pretended to be the friend all along, then he goes, oh my God, I've wasted my time, and says a bunch of stupid shit to her. Rather than just going straight up and being like, hey, I like you, want to go for a drink. Because then she knows, right? She knows from day one, listen here, I want a relationship. I want to pursue a relationship. So if you say yes here, it's on the grounds that there is going to be a potential relationship. Doesn't mean it's gonna be a relationship. You might go on a date and it's like fucking horrible, right? Turns out she's very boring. Or you're very boring, right? She sits there halfway through going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm still here, right? But at least you took your fucking shot, right? You tried. It's not exploitation. I don't, like, so Berthier, I find it very difficult to deal with guys who will go, yeah, girls like using guys, or especially when like fucking you get these guys that go I lost my train of thought now. I had a point that I wanted to make. It was actually a very intelligent point, and it's fucking gone. One intelligent point the entire stream, and it's gone. Thank you, chat. I don't know which one of you fuckers sort of derailed me here, but I know it's one of your fault. One of you did this. It's gone. I had a point that I wanted to make. Basically, it just boils down to guys will go the friendship route, right? Clearly wanting something very different, right? They don't just want to be friends. They want to be more. But then sort of get angry at the girl if she goes on with her life because she now has a friend. If you want the girl, ask her out. If she says no, move the fuck along. If she says yes, hey, you got yourself a girl. Do you ask a girl out if she's out of your league? Yes. I don't determine what my league is. That's up to her, right? If I like her, if I think she's hot, I'm going to ask her out. If she thinks she's out of my league, she's going to say no. It's not me that determined that, right? Because if it was up to me, if it was up to any individual guy, he would probably ask out no one because he'd keep thinking that they're out of their league. But it's up to the girl. She's the one that decides, no. Who the fuck do you think you are? Bitch, have you seen me? Right? So you ask and she says yes or no. That's it. If you're ugly, be funny. What if you're ugly and not funny? Then be rich. The funny thing is, most girls say we need to be friends first to have a foundation, but once you are in the friend zone, you'll never get out. So if a girl tells you, if you go up to a girl and you ask her, hey, can we go out for a drink or can we go out for dinner? And she says, I would like to be friends first. That is her very nice way of saying, I will not go on a date with you, right? She's not going to tell you, most girls won't, because most girls are afraid of retaliation. Because this happens. Sadly, this fucking happens. There are plenty of girls with stories where they shot guys down and the guy went ballistic. He became very aggressive because of being shot down. So most girls will not straight up go and say no. They'll instead say something like, oh, I would like to be friends first. That's her very nice way of telling you, bro, I'm not sucking your dick. This is not happening. So move the fuck along. And in that case, you look at her and you say, and this is a line that I have actually used before, but you look at her and you say, I'm sorry. A girl so beautiful, I can't just be friends with you. Sorry, you are too beautiful to just be friends.
What if you go to a girl and say, will you carry me in Mythic Sanctum of Domination?
Zig, you can try that. I think a girl might have a good laugh at that line, if she, of course, knows what the fuck Sanctum of Domination is. You could absolutely try that. Might be a good line. Very nice way. It's deception. But you have to understand why she's deceiving you. If you understand the reason why, you don't see it as deception so much as just self-preservation. Almost every girl that I know have stories of guys that they shot down that it became very uncomfortable very quickly, right? Because some men just do not understand that if the girl says no, simply move the fuck along. Which, by the way, I have actual evidence, not in my own life, but a friend of mine, that the moving along can sometimes work to your advantage. Just FYI. I have a friend who, he went up to a girl, he asked her out, he was like, I'd love to take you out for dinner. And she said, no, sorry. She didn't say it like that. She had like a big story. And he went, okay, no problem. Have a great evening. And he left. 2 hours later, the girl comes up to him and starts making small talk. And her reasoning, afterwards, I had the opportunity to ask her, no guy's ever done that. She has never said no to a guy and the guy just go, all right, cool, thank you. And moved on. And that intrigued her. She was like, whoa. He just left? Because she's used to her saying no and then the guy sort of pushing and sort of, you know, bit of hard to get play. But he just went, okay, cool, thanks. And left. And that blew her. Like, that blew her to the point where she really, really just needed to know, where does this guy get off? Like, how does he think he's so fucking cool that he just moves on? So sometimes that works. I told the guy in WoW in my guild, not once, and he moved to my state. Guys are way too hard to push off. Jesus. Shay, okay. What is wrong with that guy? Like, seriously, what is wrong with that guy? You ask the girl out, she says no. You move to her state. Logic, bro. Fucking logic. So the thinking is, if she sees you every day, she must say yes at some point. Very strange. Some men are just very strange. But yeah, I don't know. It's sort of... I think some men just need a bit of guidance, I suppose. I think some guys just need a little bit of guidance. And I'm not saying I'm an authority on this because I'm not, right? The vast majority of my time is spent indoors making videos and playing video games, right? But I think I was lucky enough. My dad is like, this is how my dad met my mom, right? He was sitting in the cafeteria studying to be a doctor. Like all the doctors were sitting around the same table studying. And my mum came walking into the cafeteria with her friend. My dad looked up. He saw my mum and he turned to his friend sitting right next to him. And he said, I'm going to marry that girl. That's the girl I'm going to marry. He walked up to my mum and he said, will you go on a date with me? And my mum said, no. And he said, you don't know it yet, but you and I are going to get married. And he left. And from there, he pursued my mum for 6 fucking months, dude. For 6 months. He asked my mum out and he just kept pursuing her, kept fucking making small talk with her. And eventually she said yes. And yeah, they eventually got married. You know, that's a stalker, man? Not really. He wasn't like fucking going to her house and sitting outside the door. They were studying at the same fucking university. Understand now? I just lost power for almost an hour while I was supposed to be working, and it was horrible. I don't know how you do it for hours and hours. You sort of just get used to it, the gray. It's not fun, but, you know, it is what it is. What do we call a stalker? A stalker is a fine line, right? Because one is uncomfortable. My dad never made my mom uncomfortable. I spoke to her at length about this. Like, he wasn't in her face the whole fucking time, right? But he was there. And the reason he was there is my mom's best friend dated his best friend, the one that he said he's going to marry my mom. They were dating. So oftentimes they would be in the same sort of bar, all drinking together, because obviously my dad and his friend went out and then my mom and her friend joined them. So he was just always there. And then every few weeks he would ask her out and she would say no. And then eventually he asked her out and she was like, okay, fine. Let's see where this goes. And bam, worked out. I had a few refugees in my house, and when I told one of them no, he told me he had cancer, so I supposedly should feel pity for him. Holy shit, that's a bit weird. Don't really care about dating and relationships anymore. It feels more like a waste of my precious time and freedom. I think that's a danger that almost all people run into when they've been single for long enough, or especially when they've been secluded for long enough. But I can't help but think that there's, and I wouldn't know this, right? I've had serious relationships in my life, but I've obviously never been married before. But I can't help but think that there is a different kind of joy from like having your best friend and living with your best friend. Now, I don't know. There's probably... How many married people do we have in this chat? Your dad was pretty persistent. I can't do that, especially these days. I'm not going to be accused of shit. You only get accused if you're... Like, if the girl makes it very clear that you should get the fuck away from her. And you can see that she is sort of, you know... uncomfortable with what you're doing, right? Then yes, get the fuck off. But it's usually clear that the girl is just saying no because she doesn't really know you, and you know, maybe it's not the right time, and then you accept it, move on, but you know, stay close in case. I'm married. You're not fucking married. All right, so the married people in the chat should be able to tell us, is life easier now that you're married? Or is it harder? And I should probably say, are you happily married? Like, if you are in a terrible fucking relationship where you're basically trying to kill each other every single fucking time, maybe this is not the answer. You should not be the one answering this. But if you're married, if you're happily married, because according to the people I know, right? So I'm talking about my cousin and his wife. Well, actually, two of my cousins. One cousin and his wife, another cousin and her husband. Life is infinitely easier. Infinitely easier. Because you have your best friend there, right? Imagine something goes wrong. Imagine you have a fucking terrible day. Your best friend is literally waiting at home for you. So you go home, you have someone to talk to, you have someone to discuss shit with, you have someone that can help you make decisions. Which is sort of one of the hardest things ever. How do you decide what to do next with your life? You have someone there that's going to help you do that, right? Shall Access, thank you for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That, on my worst days, I always have my alpaca. Overall, my life is better. I always have someone to count on. Much easier. You have more freedom to do your own stuff while she watches her stuff. I think the only people that sort of think that married life is hard and you lose your freedom are the people that isn't married. At least that's my take on it. Because I will say the same thing. If you tell me right now, do you want to get married? I'd be like, well, sort of difficult, right? Because I have such a sort of routine with my life, right? And my routine shouldn't be upset. It should be like, you know, I don't like my routine being fucked with. JB Moongirl, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But then you talk to people that are married and they're like, what are you talking about? It's easier. So much easier. Because no problem that you have, you deal with alone. You're dealing with it with someone else. Those people aren't married to the right person then. Not true, Akalon. A friend of mine is married. Holy shit, Arnold. Thank you so much for the 10 community subs. Dude, really fucking appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some love in chat for Arnold and the 10 community subs. All of you just got brand new subs. I want to see some love. I want to see some love. Let's go. Thank Arnold for what he just did. I feel like a fucking kindergarten teacher. Say thank you, class. Say thank you, boys and girls. A friend of mine is married for some years and he feels like he has to fight for his freedom. Macmillan, I do think that's when you're married to the wrong person. And I would like to say that I think most people today are married to the wrong person. It feels to me like the vast majority of our society does not take the institution of marriage seriously. The vast majority of people nowadays just want to get married because it's something nice to do. Giant rat guy, you are not married to a fucking blood elf female. Bro, we've talked about this. You need to go see a psychologist. World of Warcraft is not fucking real. You want to be my best man for my 5-year anniversary? No. That's just weird, Giant Rat Guy. My friend is married to a control freak. He was a gamer. Now he's not allowed to game anymore. Again, like I said, this is why you choose your partner very, very well. Been married once. I got over it. Just went, fuck that. I've done it. It's not that great. I think I see far too many young people. Now, this might just be a South African thing. I'm not entirely sure because, you know, South Africa is obviously different to the rest of the world. But I see so many South African young people who just want to get married with everything in them. Like, as soon as they get someone that they're dating for a year, they think it's marriage time, right? I should get married now. And in most cases, couples get married to fix problems within the relationship, which is the worst reason to get married. Like, everyone that I know that's been married and divorced got married because the relationship was no longer really going anywhere, right? So marriage was just sort of seen as the obvious next step. Which, if you have to get married to fix your relationship, you should not get married. Your relationship is a fucking nightmare. Stop it now. You're making the wrong choice here. It's too many people don't take it seriously. Such a horrible idea. You get married when you are solid. Yeah, you should want to get married. You should not have to get married. Having a baby to fix anything? The worst? Oh yeah. A kid should not be used because it's just going to create more problems, right? Jam is good too. I can get behind that. Ben Raging, how you doing, brother? So what's the perfect amount of time to date? Chat. You don't need no man. Germanio, not true. Alex, I again don't think that. Why are kids just problems? Like, why are kids such a big issue today? Some people, the right amount of time is 3.5 years. For others, it's 3.5 days. We have a look at ActiBliz stock just for fun. Yeah, we can in a second. Yeah, but it fulfills such a fundamental biological need for humans. Like, oof. Oof. Okay. Do you guys want to see what the stock looks like for Activision Blizzard? Not yet, no, but it might get there. Look at that. Oof. That's the 1 day, right? That's the 5 day. It's a 7% fucking drop, right? That's the 1 month. It's a 12% drop on 1 month. 12%, that is billions and billions and billions of fucking dollars, bro. Dave Magic TV, thank you for the follow, dude. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They had an $8 billion drop in revenue. This is a lot of fucking money that just got lost, right? And it does not seem as if it's going to turn around anytime soon. No, I wouldn't buy just yet. I wouldn't buy just yet. If I'm going to buy, sadly, I don't have the trading view in front of me because trading view would tell me a lot more. See if I can get a trading view quickly. Is Activision Blizzard even going to be in here? Here we go. Okay. So, not exactly the fucking trading view I'm hoping for. So on the long... Can I get a proper fucking trading view, please? I've never used this, so... I've never used this app or this website before. I'm trying to see... Where's my fucking trading view? Here we go. Candles. Give me the candles. Okay, so... If we look at this... If you look at these lines at the bottom, right? And look at that line. Do you see the red here? The red line and the candlestick. So you see the candlestick and then you see... I don't know what it's called in English. But you have this sort of... what's it called? It suggests that more people are still going to be selling. Wick. Yeah. If you see the wick here, it's going to... More people are going to be selling. This is a good sign. So it's probably going to go correct. You can see the buying here. Like, a lot of people were buying all the way up to here. So there might be a change in the market in the short term. Right? So you might see it go up a little bit, maybe correct to about here. If it breaks, I would say, if it breaks through this barrier, because look at this. It tasted here, it tasted here, it tasted here. These were lows, by the way. So, as you can see here, it tasted it, broke a little, and then went straight back up. Then it came back down, tasted this line, and then went back up, right? Came back down, tasted the line a third time, right? Went back up, sort of traded sideways, and then it broke through to the bottom. From here, it's probably going to come up and taste a little bit here and then drop again. So I would not be buying any fucking stock right now. This thing is going to, it's probably going to drop more. Like, it broke the support line. This is the support line right here. It was the support. The fact that it fell through the support line tells you that this is probably going down quite a lot still. And look at the sales volume as well at the bottom here. So more sellers than buyers, more sellers than buyers, more sellers than buyers, more sellers than buyers. People are getting out. People are getting out of this. So if you're gonna buy stock, do not buy Blizzard now. And do not short, for the love of God. Don't be stupid. You don't have the money to short this market. Just don't buy stock right now. Unless, of course, you're in for the long run. In which case, buy. If you have money to buy, buy. If you're not in it for the long run, then now's not the time to buy. Also, remember that the whole stock market is down. Like, the stock market in general is down. The difference is just that Blizzard is down far more than the rest of the stock market, right? But yeah, don't take my advice as advice. This is not legal advice. I trade on my own. I buy my own stocks, and I sort of do whatever I feel is right for me. And I'm also a long-term trader. I don't do short-term trades. So I basically take all my money and I just throw it at the stock market. I don't ever take money out. Because the money isn't for now. The money is for one day. Upload, click on me, please. Thank you much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, I would say my personal opinion is don't buy right now. But that is just an opinion. Maybe you buy and you get rich as fuck. Who knows? I'm also not a fundamentals trader, so that's also something that you should know. Actually, no, I'm a fundamentals trader. I'm not a technical trader. So I only trade on the fundamentals. That's another reason why I would not buy any Blizzard stock right now. Because their fundamentals are looking really bad. The lawsuit is probably going to hurt this in a lot still. Especially if it comes out now. Like, if more shit hits, that price is going to fucking drop like a rock. A new expansion is far away. For WoW, we all know problems, so short shit. I wouldn't short. To short the market is you need way too much money to short the market.
If the Void trades our stock, does that count as insider trade?
If the Void could trade, then maybe yes. Smoothies, thank you much for the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. 3 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You still big on Dogecoin? No. Smoothies, I made a 6-time return on my Dogecoin and then I sold it. So my Dogecoin did a 6x and then I sold, right? Actually, it did a 60x. So it went really up, right? From where it was, and then I sold. So I sold out way before the top, right? I sold out long before the top. But at that point, where it was, I was happy with my profits. I was happy with how much money I made. I sold that and I bought Ethereum. I'm very high at the moment. I'm all in on Ethereum and ADA. I've got Ethereum, quite a lot of money in that. And I've got a lot of money in ADA. ADA is sort of I believe that ADA is going to explode. So I've got a lot of ADA. Gentlemen, I saw that. So I should explain to everyone that is here. Maybe let's start with a question. How many of you are sick and tired of content creators talking this drama up and sort of riding this drama? How many of you are here just because you want to escape and you want to have some fun? I did what I can do, right? I think I did my job. I signal boosted what happened. I spoke about what happened, and I did what I needed to do. Everything I do from this moment forward would simply be me jumping on the bandwagon to try and get more clicks and views. I will not do that. I have done what I needed to do. I made my position clear. I discussed it. I showed people what happened. And now I'm sort of taking a step back and I'm saying, let things happen the way that they happen. The courts have it now. Let all this information come out. But I'm not the judge. I'm not the jury. I'm not the executioner. It's not my job to evaluate all of this evidence. I'm sure there's people that do it very much better than I do, right? So I don't think I should be the one to do it. Happy to have you here. Cosby photo is sus as hell, but there's probably a lot more to come out. The problem is we don't know. Alex, no, the clips can still go up because that was a discussion that we had then, and that discussion, people have the right to see it. But I won't make new content on it. The new content, I'm not talking about it again until such time that we get a lot more evidence about this. So that picture, I don't know what to make of that picture. Is it damning? Of course it is. Is it some? Do I know what exactly happened there? I don't know. I have no idea. So I don't want to. I don't want to get into a discussion that I don't know enough about, and also I'm not really interested in having that discussion today. I just want to hang out with all of you and talk about barbers and hairdressers and, you know, shit of that nature. I actually had half a mind to play some video games today on stream. I was really in the mood to play some video games on the stream, and I decided not to. Kenny asks, how you doing, brother? If you could make a video game, what would you make? Oof. I have so many ideas, but it goes sort of from one end to the other, right? So it sort of jumps around quite a lot. Vid on the cosmology chart. Swollen One, I have seen the video. Yes. I also have my own video where we don't have the nice 3D visuals. The video, I should actually make that video fucking public right now. Hold up. Because there's a lot of people that have asked for it. And I keep slacking on making it public. So I did the map video like... Fuck, Alex, when did we do this map video? Troll Booth, how you doing, bro? Yes, I am still covering WoW lore. None of that will change. When do we upload this? This video should have been released on the 23rd. And I didn't release it because of all the shit that happened with World of Warcraft and Blizzard and everything. So my map video is now live. Okay, so on to the game that I would make. Okay, so here's one idea that I have for a game. It's something that okay, so this I would love to fucking make. Absolutely love to make. I don't know if it's actually possible to make, but I would love to make it nonetheless. Now, what I want you to imagine is an MMO, but with very sort of single player elements to it. set in maybe like the 60s, the 70s, maybe the 50s even, right? Chicago, New York, something like that, right? Somewhere in that time period where you start off as a normal street kid, right? So very much a GTA vibe. The only difference is the focus in this game is on building a criminal empire, right? So you can sort of build whichever criminal empire you want. Maybe you want to build a thieving guild, right? Where you just steal cars or paintings or whatever the fuck the case might be, right? And then you also you could do drugs, you could do murder for hire, basically whatever the hell you want to do, right? But you build a criminal empire. The second faction, so this is a faction type of game, right? Is the police. So you can join the police officers and you can become a police officer where you actually have to investigate and make the game in such a way that you can't just arrest someone. You need evidence. You need to be able to prove in a court of law that this person is guilty. So you can't just run up to them and do whatever. Do I know if this is something that you could actually do? Is there actually technology that would allow for this to happen? I don't know, right? Maybe, but I would love something like that, right? Where you have to physically control your criminal empire, but you also have other people that control theirs, right? So you're constantly fighting over your own areas. When you have a neighborhood that you control, other players could try and take over your neighborhood, and you have to sort of, train recruits, soldiers, to basically defend your hood, and try to take over entire cities with your criminal empire, bribing the police or getting the police to work for you, whatever the case might be. So something to that effect is one of the things. Then, Jace Walker, it's literally the players control everything. So there is an AI to it. There is AI cops as well in the game, but the vast majority of it is player versus player, right? So you'll get into shootouts with other cops when you try to, say, rob a bank. And you'll have to physically get into the shootout with all of your friends because maybe you and your friends decided to start a criminal empire together. The other type of game that I want to make, this is something that I've actually been working on for over a decade, right? This is one of my earliest ideas when it came to how I would love to design a video game. And my last D&D one-shot was actually, to some extent, set in this world. Although I used a small town in this world to basically set my little D&D campaign in. I'll give you guys the macro story because the micro story would take far too long to explain. On the macro, you have this giant kingdom that is controlled by two princes, right? These princes are brothers. However, you will not know this until much later in the game, when you finally realize who these two brothers or who these princes are.
About to host my Ember Court this week. I recently found that Ember Court actually has more content in it than I thought. It is a huge mistake of Blizzard to gate this content behind so much anime grinding, resulting in a lot of players unable to play it or even know it.
Zigzix, I agree with you, but that's a time gating issue. And before I do my time gating conversation, you guys first have to donate 500 subs and also wait 4 weeks. So my answer to the time gating issue is time gated. I agree with you 100%. The time gating is fucking stupid. So you have these two princes on either side of the of this map, this giant place, shall we say, this giant world. Now, the one side is undeath, right? It's dark. The land has been completely destroyed through necromancy, warlocks. The undead effectively rule there. And there's a bunch of races that rule within this or dwell within this. In my map, this is the southern side of the map. So the bottom side of the map is controlled by the undead prince. The top side of the map is controlled by the Light Prince. So this is a place of incredible, even similar suffering, right? The prince basically have whatever you would consider, or what you would expect when the church takes over and there's no one to oppose the church. And these two brothers are in eternal conflict with one another, right? For conquest of the realm. Now, in the story, so this is sort of early thoughts, you find out how the one brother became undead. He was killed by his brother. There was a feud for the throne after their father died, and the undead brother was first in line to become the king. But the brother who serves the light killed his own brother. And through this, a curse was placed on the land. So this curse effectively took their entire kingdom, right, and cordoned it off from the rest of the world. So ships cannot leave the shores of this land. Not a single ship has ever left the shore. When they try, they never return. No one knows where they go. No one knows what happens to them. They just never return. However, once every 100 years, this land gets attacked by creatures that come through the Veil. They can't leave the Veil, but every 100 years, the land basically gets conquered by these creatures that come from beyond the Veil. And then both of these kingdoms basically fight for their survival to stop the undead slaughter of their worlds. No, I'm calling it a Veil because it's the easiest to sort of explain what it is. Now, in my mind, this undead is all of the people that try to leave. So there is some darkness, which I'm not going to go into now, but there is some darkness that cursed this land. As soon as people try to leave the land by boat, they get killed and they become part of this undead army that sleeps effectively. Now, I've been working on this for, as I said, over a decade. I've got like a shit ton of things that goes into the world, but it's a lot. Like, that would be a lot to explain. So a game like that I think would be really cool. But it would be, if I made it into an MMO, it would be the most story-driven MMO you could ever play. Because it would be all about the story. ETX, how you doing? I might just write it as a book as well. Lore from New World, I think it's Lovecraft based. There's a lot of Lovecraft stuff in the lore from New World, but they did sort of what Blizzard did, right? They borrowed a little bit from everywhere. Make a book. That's a story I would read. I would read if it's a book. Parascopic, there's a lot of stuff that was inspired by World of Warcraft, but this was early World of Warcraft, right? So this was before Anduin was even really a thought. But a lot of it is inspired by World of Warcraft. A lot of it is inspired by Baldur's Gate, right? So there's a lot of elements from a lot of different games within this story, so to speak. Apocalypse, it's once every 100 years. So effectively, no one knows why, but the undead flood the shores of this land and basically claim the living for themselves. No one knows why. So the story kicks off just before one of these invasions. That's where my game would start. At the onset of one of these invasions. The player will not know anything about it. The player would literally just be dropped into this world. So the start of my game, it starts off with you going into this village, and there's sort of a like a carnival almost in the village. They're doing, they have all sorts of stalls set up, and it's people jousting, and there's all sort of carnival stuff. And then suddenly the invasion happens, right? For some reason, this invasion happened 5 years earlier than what it was supposed to happen. They still had 5 years left. This was the anniversary of the invasion. So every single 100 years there's an invasion, and for the last 1,000 years these people have celebrated every single year the date that the undead arrived. They celebrate it to remember. It's like a day of remembrance. On this day, every town in the kingdom basically send their boys that have come of age to the battlefield to join the war effort, right? There's also a different, shall we say, almost like an FBI. I've not figured out a name for it yet, but the girls who come of age join this sort of elite group of warriors, right? And they're blessed by a different goddess, but I'm not going to go into the goddess. This goddess actually made it through the veil just before the veil was shut. Like, just before the veil shut down, all travel in and out of this realm, the goddess made it in. And so she trains all of the girls to basically become an elite force of not alive, not dead, not even undead creatures. They're not alive, they're not dead. They're almost nothing. Like, part of their skill sets is also they can basically turn into nothing, if you will. So they can literally disappear their entire matter and appear anywhere on the battlefield within seconds, milliseconds. So you'll learn what happens and how that happens as well. So the boys get sent off to the military to basically feed the army, because no one can die in this world. Like, people do not die. As soon as you reach a certain age, you just stop aging. No one knows why. This is something that still needs to be figured out. I don't even know why yet. It's just what I have envisioned. I'm yet to figure out exactly why. We'll play this or read it if it was a bug. Oh no, I'll see what I can do. If I could make one change to WoW, what would it be? Jet lag, not really, because they get slaughtered by the millions every 100 years. I mean, they don't have an answer to the undead problem. They basically fight as hard as they can, but for some reason the undead never destroy them completely. The undead kills for a set period of time. So I've not yet decided how long it is, but let's say 3 weeks. The undead arrive for 3 weeks, they slaughter everything they can see, and then they leave. Literally, I have this cutscene in my mind where the player will eventually get to a point in the story where someone tells him what has happened for the last 300 years. And one of the cutscenes is the soldiers on the one side ready to do battle, the undead on this side running towards them, and then just suddenly stopping. Like, the undead just stop, turn around and walk away. Like, they stop dead in their tracks just before the battle commences. Stop and leave. Time's over. Time's done. We're going. So no one knows why. Why only for this period of time do they come? Why do they not stay? This is what the player will have to figure out. I just quickly want to phone my brother back. He gave me a call. He knows I'm streaming, so if he's phoning me, it's probably important. Hey Jock, je hebt me gezoekt dat ik stream. Okay. Oh ja. Nee, dat is raar. Ja. Ik zal zeker, is raar. Alright, Jock. Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Sorry. Where was I? My dream game would be the Elements of Scum, Subnautica, Arma 3, DayZ, Date Matter, Day Before. Jesus, Digit. So you basically just want all the fucking games. All the games. Just give me all the games as one. Right? Just told your dad, all right, Jock. No. It's not my dad, it's my brother. Right? My brother's name is Jacques. Jacques. So Jacqueus. Jacques. Yeah, that's my brother's name. Yeah. And from Echo, ETX, I will do that. He's shy though, so you'll probably never see him. Whenever I take pictures at the gym, he makes sure that he's nowhere near the picture. I don't speak French, no. My brother is the only one of all of the brothers that got a French name. So he got names on my mother's side. The rest of us all got names on my father's side. He's the only one that got a French name because my mother's side is French. Well, French, German. So yeah. I would like that. Digit, I would agree with that 100%. Yeah. What's all those numbers though? Oh, you were casting spells and you didn't see that you. Oh my god. Well, now we know how ETX plays World of Warcraft. Can we figure out what class that is based on the numbers that he pressed there? DH or Hunter. Yeah, there does seem to be just 3 different keys there, so I would say probably Demon Hunter. Hunter could work as well, yeah. So if you think. Jedlak, so his full name's is Jacques Malan, right? Jacques Malan. My full name's Stefanus Johannes. My brother, just younger, is Friedrich Henneke. And then you have Gottlieb Rudolf. And Gottlieb Rudolf. And then you have Heinrich Hugo. Or Hugo Heinrich, excuse me. So those are the names. So it's definitely not Jack. Jack would definitely not fit there. Could be Fire as well. Hope you're having a good day. Fabi the Black Dragon, how you doing? In Jockey, yeah. 4 of us have German names. 4 of us have very German names. Especially the twins. So my youngest brothers are twins. And they're, like the one is Heinrich Hugo. And the other one is Gottlieb Rudolf. Or Gottlieb Rudolf in Afrikaans. Like theirs, I would say, is the most German. Heinrich, yeah. I can back, dude. Oh my god. We did date lifts last night, and my back is stiff as shit from last night, dude. Like, it feels like I've pulled a muscle, but it's not pulled. It's just sort of stiff. Because I did date lifts and I did kettlebell swings. I mean, how it would be pronounced. Not trying to be an ass. Oh, no. You could probably pronounce it Jack. No, I didn't think you were being an ass. I do not expect any person that isn't South African to pronounce my name correctly. Like, most people will just say Stefan, right? Or some people will go Steven. I don't expect anyone to go Stefan, which would be the correct pronunciation of my name. I don't expect the vast majority of people to say Stefan and get it right. So pronunciation, but Jack would probably be the easiest for you to say, but it would be completely incorrect to say it that way. Shay, I've never played that, but it's also not my type of game. I don't like the graphics in that. My last name has Gottlieb in it, but on Old Greek. Nice. Stefan, PH. So my name is spelled PH. Yeah, the F is sort of... it's very, I don't think I've met someone with the F. I may have. Years ago, probably. So I'm curious where the name Akelon comes from. I was young. I was very young. I was playing Baldur's Gate at the time. And I was... there was a quote in the beginning of the game. Like the sort of intro to Baldur's Gate. There was a quote by... I can't remember what the guy's name was. I couldn't remember then either. But I wanted to use that name as the name for my character. Because it was that quote, you know, the one that says, when you look into the abyss long enough, the abyss stares back. But instead of it being attributed to Nietzsche, it was actually attributed to like some character within the Baldur's Gate universe. And I wanted that name, but I couldn't remember what the name was. Because, first of all, I'm not English, so I barely understood the quote to begin with. And also, I just couldn't remember. So I thought to myself, I think it sounds something like Akelon. So it was first Akelon with one C and one N, right? And then when I started playing World of Warcraft, I wanted to do Akelon 1C, 1N, but the name was already taken. So I just added another C and another N, and that worked. So that's where the spelling of the name comes from today. But that name has been with me for probably almost 2 decades at this point. I was too young to know that what colon meant. I was way too small to know what that meant in English. You have to remember, I only learned how to speak English when I was like 6 or 7. Right? Before that, they don't really teach children a second language. Actually, they don't even teach kids a second language until much later. I was just living next to my neighbors was raw English, and they had a son same age as me. So we wanted to play together, but we couldn't understand each other because he can't speak a word of Afrikaans and I can't speak a word of English. So at first we just sort of like played, and we would sort of point to things. And oftentimes when we wanted to play something, but you know, we really couldn't explain it, we would either have to go to my mum or to his mum to tell them what it is, right, that we want to do, and then they have to explain it to one of us what it is that we want to do. But slowly but surely he sort of taught me English and I taught him Afrikaans. And so within a year I was speaking fluent English and he was speaking fluent Afrikaans. So then we could play together without the parents having to get involved. Oh, Jetlag, you don't have to like walk on eggshells here. You can say whatever the fuck you want, right? I genuinely do not take offense to anything. I want to be clear on that. People should know this also in the chat. I wouldn't know what being offended feels like. I'm still not sure how you offend people, right? Because I don't think I've ever been offended. Like I've been like jokingly offended, but actual offense, I've never actually experienced that. I don't know what you would have to say to me to genuinely like make me feel offended by something. So people can say whatever the hell they want. I only speak English, my man. So mad respect to people learning multiple languages. It's only like, believe me, there's a lot of South Africans that if they say that they're bilingual, they're stretching the word bilingual quite literally, right? The vast majority of South Africans speak mostly one language. The other language is like at a push. They'll be able to explain most of it. Bolton, it's fine to disagree as long as you can handle, you want right and value others' point of view. Truth. Ubermensch. I don't think I'm an Ubermensch. I would love to be one, but I don't think I am one. I only speak English, but I have a friend who speaks English, Welsh, French, German, and Spanish all fluently. So who here speaks more than one language, and what languages do you speak? Polish, English, and bad German. Fluently? Yes, fluently. English and American. Those are the same. Spanish, English, and just a little German, French, English. Even my English sucks sometimes. There's no tears. Doesn't get offended. Must be. I can speak some Welsh. Swedish, Finnish, and English. 6 Italian, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese. Holy shit. English and American are not the same. And then please enlighten me. What the fuck language does the American speak? American is not a fucking language. Oh my god, Chad, I'm gonna get triggered. American is not a language. I understand Swedish, Norwegian. I don't know what Ferios means. Y'all for literally everything. Oh my god. Greek English, though I understand a bit German, I can't speak it easy. British English sounds like a Frenchy English. Ugly English, US English is a language. US English is a dictionary because you guys spell your words wrong, but it's not a language. It's a dictionary because you spell your words wrong. For some reason, you guys say color and you just fucked off with the U. Why did you remove the U? Does it save you that much fucking time? Oh, color. It must just mean fucking you know, must just the U is unnecessary. No, the U must be there. It's meant to be there. This color is color. This thing to be contrarian. Color is better than color. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. Yeah, but hold on. Mom, right? Mom and mum is in pronunciation. The spelling is the same. Like when you speak to a British person and you ask them to spell mom, right? They'll spell it M-O-M because it's mom. Mum is in the pronunciation of it. Mum would not be the correct way of spelling it. Even though most English would probably fucking spell it mum. That wouldn't be the correct spelling, I don't think, because we use British English in South Africa and mum is not the right way of spelling it. At least not here. You would get 0 points in school if you spelt it mum. That's a lot of numbers. Thank you much for the fucking sub. Really appreciate that. We have the same debate with Metropolitan French and French. I don't know how to pronounce that word. As well, they dropped the U2. It's from French color. Yeah, but that's just spelled completely wrong in Jockey. That's just spelled completely wrong. It's C-O-L-O-U-R. Color. Ma'am is like an old word. Who still uses the word ma'am? I do, by the way. I still use the word ma'am. I use the word miss. But who still uses the word ma'am? Or. I do. Me, I do. So there's a couple of old souls here. I like that. And when I tip my fedora, I use it, just not for my mother. No, I won't use it for my mother. He's no longer an Ubermensch. He has been offended. Truth. Hours versus or go on. Say those two words and then tell me color is correct. Color is correct. Hours versus or. But Shimakazi, the spelling of the word is C-O-L-O-U-R. If you just remove the U, that's wrong. In South Africa, you would get 0 points for that spelling. Yeah, ma'am and sir, but we only have to use ma'am and sir for our English teachers. For the Afrikaans teachers, for all of the other teachers, effectively, it was meneer and juffrou. ETX, thank you for the gifted sub. Really fucking appreciate that. Can we come love and chat for ETX and the gifted sub? You guys are far too kind. I really appreciate each and one of you. We are legitimately 20 away from 500 subscribers, which is fucking insane. That is insane. You guys haven't just, like, you've more than doubled the largest subscriptions we've ever had on the channel. ETX, thank you very much for the 10 community subs. Really fucking appreciate that. Can we get some love and chat for ETX? You guys have to do it now. You have to do it now. There's like 10 of you that just got new fucking subscriptions. So spam the emotes. Furorius worked hard on those emotes. Furorius worked fucking hard on those emotes. Car Crash, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. ETX, I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that most of you come to hang out, even on a day like today, where we legitimately have almost nothing to discuss. Just sort of chilling. Like, the entire stream up until this point have been controlled by you. I've not done anything. I've just sat here and chatted. That's it. Which is sort of fun sometimes. Like, I like having streams planned, but then also, like, today's one is just sort of out of the blue. It's just whatever. We've been batshit crazy over art, so this... Wait, so this stream is keeping me from having a meltdown. Happy to hear that. Someone's talking about nothing is the base conversation. You have no idea. You have no idea the amount of times that we talk about the biggest load of crap in this stream. Like, yeah. We've had legitimate, real conversations in this stream. About poo. Like, genuinely, we've had hours worth of conversations about the size of poo with the jailer, with some of the other titans, and how their poo would function. So I would say that this is a very balanced stream. We can have conversations that will instantly lower the IQ of the stream by quite a number of points. Or we can have very interesting conversations that might push the IQ a little bit higher. So some of the base conversations happen. Married to a Mango, thank you for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. To you, Car Crash, as well. I'll be back in a bit. I need to pick up my new work clothes worth 400 euro. My boss just doesn't feel the need to give a single cent for the clothes. Wow. I would not buy it. I would just be like, fuck you, bro. Need to make our neurons to race the times. Truth. I followed you on YouTube for so long. I didn't realize you were on Twitch. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here, Married. Very happy to have you here. I'm always happy when people move over from YouTube to Twitch. Because I feel like YouTube is great for certain things, and the show I wouldn't exchange for anyone or for anything. But there's more freedom on Twitch with things that we discuss, things that we do, you know, directions that the discussion can go in. There's just far more, shall we say, far more wiggle room on Twitch. What faction are you going in New World? Syndicate. Probably going to go Syndicate full blown. I'm new to Twitch, but been watching Akko for years. There's a lot of people that's been watching me since the days of the fucking Warlock videos. for ages, but under my real name. Nice, perfection. Wait, what's your real name? And nobody gonna play Covenant? It is known. Yeah, I would never play Covenant. Married to a Mango. Thank you so much, Tier 1 sub. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the Fat Fuckers Club. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very happy to have you here. I wouldn't play Covenant, although I must say, I think I saw a tweet from, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Nagura? Nagura? I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I think she's Covenant. Like, she's gone for the Covenant thing.
Look like you lost some weight.
ETX, thank you so much for the $5 tip. Really fucking appreciate that.
All the law and the chill talk we have here. Peace and stay safe, everybody. Less than three. Love you all.
Thank you so much for the $5. Really appreciate that, ETX. Oh my god, I miss the old. I really miss the old studio. I liked the old studio more. Like, look at that. This is a meme, obviously. Discord is always memeing. But... the lighting was good, but the lighting doesn't work here. The lighting doesn't work here. It's too light in the background. So... if I switch on the lights, you literally see no difference. May as well just not be there. I'm too close to the wall here, and if I move further away from the wall, it just creates this really horrible backdrop. Because I want to move, Andy. I want to leave where I live right now. So why would I repaint the walls? Because I want to leave. So I'm repainting the walls, what, for like 3 months. And then I fuck off and I've spent a lot of money repainting the walls. How are things? And they say, now dude, still bleak as fuck. Jet lag always. My government's a fucking joke. So things are always just going to be bleak as shit. But Smokin', luckily the landlord that I have here is very chilled. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. I could repaint the walls as much as I want, but I don't want to because, like I said, I want to move to Cape Town. Once I get into Cape Town, I would probably repaint the walls there, like black. Black or like a very, very deep gray. I think would look awesome as a stream background. What's Zane Doodle? I don't know what that is. Zane Doodle. What's Vanta Black? They're not Anish Kapoor one? Yeah, dark smoky grey would make for an epic background. Okay, it's the black I showed you. The black is black. So the grey I actually want, right, is it's apparently a grey that soaks up light. So it actually, it's perfect. They usually use it in studios because it's like it doesn't reflect light at all. That's the grey that I sort of want to go for. I don't know what it's called, though. Dude, I can't imagine living somewhere like that. You'll be surprised how quickly you get used to stuff like this, Jetlag. I think grey would complement it better than black. But can you imagine, like, the blackest black wall you can fucking think of? Very interesting. Keep up the excellent work. Zoidberg, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Me and this art are going to fall out. So how much would it cost me to paint an entire wall Vanta black? Or Vanta black, or however the fuck you pronounce that. What would it cost me? Bertier, thank you much for hanging out, dude. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourself, bro. Black 3.0 Vanta Black is under copyright. Okay. $20,000. $200,000. I think that's too expensive. Let's quickly see here. Vanta Black, South Africa. Is that even a thing? Do they even sell it here? Why does Canon have this? I don't want this from Canon. You can get a BMW that's Vanta Black. Yeah, you can buy... Holy shit, this car. Just see what's simple. Black 3.0. Jeez, look at this car quickly. That is like a stupid amount of black, dude. That is actually cool. That is actually a very cool BMW. Ferraris, how you doing? Plus, BMW is like my all-time favorite car. If I could have any car in the world, it would be a BMW. Black 3.0. Paint, South Africa. Why is it not fucking... Oh my god, bro. Amazon has it. In small little containers. Very fucking expensive. Can you not just mix it yourself? You can barely see this car. Because I can't find the paint. And I don't know where to buy it. I did, but it's not 3.0. It's more 2.0. Blackest black paint, South Africa. Motherfucker, give me some black paint. Oh my god. It's not even throwing up paint places. Like, if it was at least throwing up places you can buy paint from, that'd help. It's not even doing that. Driving that car at night could be the death of you. It's nanotech, so if you know how to, you'll have to buy the scheme. Okay, let's do this. Let's go Jack's Paint. I know they're a fucking thing. Jack's Paint. Do they have a website? They do. Jack's Paint. Now, Jack, give me your fucking blackest black, bro. Why do I not have the ability to search? Jack, your shit sucks. Look at this. Doesn't give me even... It's all white. Where's the... Where's the shit? Oh my god. I don't need services and shit. I just need paint. Send a better pic of the black I showed you the other day. That's Stuart Samples paint. On Discord, right? So this is like the 2.0 one. That's 2.0. He has a 3.0, which is even darker. So But if I had that, now here's the question. It says that this paint absorbs light. That can't be fucking right. You get a green screen. I don't know. Are we allowed to watch that video, or are we gonna get copy claimed? Yeah, but absorbs the fucking light. So it will just take the fucking light that's coming out of here and just take it for itself. Like, God is my light. Suddenly my room is dark because all my light is fucked off. It's been absorbed into the walls. I realize I'm being extremely obnoxious right now. Oh my God, look at this fucking apple, bro.
Like when it dries. Okay, here we go. Here's an apple painted with Muso black. This is amazing.
Look at
Look
that.
how it just disappears.
Jesus.
You can't even tell what I'm holding. You can't see any contours of it whatsoever. So cool.
Wow.
That is so cool.
It legit looks as if there's just no apple there. Legit looks as if there's just no apple here.
Look at this from all angles here. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
That is weird. Lord Mephisto, thank you for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that.
Okay, this
Welcome
is my
to the
favorite
channel.
thing I've ever painted.
Thank you.
This is so cool.
This is awesome. I want that black. I want my room that black. I don't know who this is. The Action Lab. Muso black. So Muso black is even darker than Vanta or Vanta. He painted an entire room.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you a material that absorbs over 99.5% of visible light and infrared light. In a previous video, I've shown you the world's blackest paint called Muso Black. Because of the amazing absorption qualities of this paint, it basically turns things into a shadow. But today I'm going to be showing you something even darker than Muso Black. Now it's not a paint, but it's something they call a flock sheet. It's kind of like this velvety material that comes on a roll. You can see on the graph here how much darker these flock sheets are than Muso Black. Muso Black is this pink and the pink
I want
dotted
to see what
line.
this looks like.
This is so cool. Look what happens when I put it on my floor here. Just this huge hole in the floor now. Okay, here I go. 3, 2, 1. See, but the problem with this black hole here is that it only absorbs visible light. It looks black, but it's not very black in the infrared spectrum. Let me show you using an infrared camera. Okay, so here's what it looks like with regular light, and here's what it looks like with only infrared light. So you can see when I shine my infrared lasers from my iPhone here, using the LiDAR on the back of it, that you can see the grid pattern on the wall.
Okay.
But look how visible it is on the regular Muso Black flock sheet. So you can easily still see the pattern here, so that it's reflecting really well back to the camera. Now finally, let's open the one up that absorbs visible light and infrared light now.
Okay.
Now this looks even more black.
Jesus, that is
So believe it
black
or
as
not, this is
fucking
actually
black.
darker than Muso Black. It's darker than the Muso Black visible light absorbing flock sheet. So this is actually the darkest sheet that I've had yet. So this is absorbing over 99.75% of all visible light right now.
Jesus.
And what's even cooler is that it should absorb over 99.5% of infrared light as well. All right, so let's compare both of these now. So which one of these looks darker? This is the visible
That's
light absorbing
definitely
flock
fucking
sheet,
darker.
and this is the infrared absorbing plus visible light absorbing flock sheet. Absorbs over 99.75% of all light. So in real life, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this one looks a little bit darker than this one. I'm not sure if I can
Yeah.
actually tell the difference or it's in my head. I'd have to do a double blind test to actually tell, but I think this one is a little bit
look
darker, and it
but
should
it could just be because he said that it's gonna look darker, right?
be. This is a really weird illusion. It looks like I'm walking around spheres, but these are actually flat discs. So now let's do our infrared test on this with my infrared lasers with my LiDAR on my phone. All right, so I've got
Okay.
my infrared
Let's see
camera
this.
set up. Okay, so look at the difference here. There's a huge
now
difference
you can see
between
the
these.
difference, right?
The source of the infrared light is coming from the camera itself. It's emitting infrared light and it's recording the reflection of the infrared light. So this one's an unimpressive gray and this one is completely black. There's a huge difference here.
Massive
Way more than I
fucking
thought I
difference.
was gonna
Holy
see.
shit.
If you're wondering why I keep looking down is because the only way I can see what's happening or what's on camera is if I look at the screen that's showing what's on the camera. Now let's see what happens when I get my infrared lasers out. You can see it reflect pretty easily here. And nothing
Holy
on that one.
fuck.
Look at the difference. That is so cool.
Look at that. It reflects fuck all.
I don't see any reflection whatsoever. That is the weirdest
What?
thing.
Bro.
It's literally a hole in the wall. Nothing is reflecting off of that whatsoever. That is so cool. Wow. It literally looks like I've edited this spot out of my film. It looks like I took a
Wow. Someone said that they make a room black.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and paint a box with Musso Black. So I've just done one layer of just black paint already. Now let's just use the Musso Black to paint over this and see how dark we can actually get it in the box. And then we're gonna put a light bulb inside and see what happens. What will it look like on the walls in there?
Right. I'm interested to see this. What will this look like?
Okay, so I have my flashlight on and I'm going to be putting it in the box and looking what it looks like through a small hole. This is so weird. It looks like I'm shining this outside and that's the moon in the sky or something. It's completely black. It's reminiscent
It's not
of the
even
night sky.
Lighting up
You
the
can't see any
outside.
contours of the box whatsoever.
You see that? Like, it's not even as if, like, you would expect in a normal box that you've painted and you put a light inside that there'd be light coming off of it, so the walls would actually be visible. It's like
So cool.
nothing is visible here.
Okay, the camera is inside there with the light bulb. It looks like the moon out a window or something. That is so weird.
What the fuck? Yeah, I want to see now.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching another episode of the
painting
Action
a
Lab. I hope
room
you liked it. If you have any
The black
questions
is
or
black.
comments, let
Here
me
we
know in the
go. I painted my entire room with Musso Black and the world's darkest paint. Let's
Hey
see
everyone,
this.
today I'm going to be painting my bedroom with the world's blackest paint.
You're not painting our room.
What's that? Hey everybody, today I created
His fucking girlfriend or wife just went, no.
an entire
No.
room that I'm going to be painting with the world's blackest paint. Let me give you a tour of the room.
Yeah, you guys should subscribe. Okay, let's see.
So this is my room here. This is my
I want to skip
one
ahead
corner.
because
That black paint. So I don't know what this is exactly, but they sent it to me in the box as well. And this is black. Maybe this will be the flag that I hang out in front of my black room.
it's a lot of work for a YouTube video, dude. Like having to paint that entire fucking wall for one YouTube video.
It's getting black in here.
But that is forever. True.
Oh man.
There's a light in there. Light's lighting nothing.
It's like I'm spreading black ink everywhere. It's so dark. It's covering up my glasses. Can barely see anything. It's so dark. So any bit of a sheen that you can still see, the paint needs to still dry a little bit. So we'll see what it looks like when it's all the way dry. Oh man.
Okay,
So even
this
with
is
my light in there, it was really hard to see what I was doing. The only way I could tell what I was doing was with the wet paint, you can kind of see a sheen on it. Other than that, I just was doing it blind, just spraying everywhere in there. I got messy. Okay, the room is now dry. It's time to enter the blackest, darkest room in the entire world. Let's try it out. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
what the? Look at that.
Like I'm looking into a portal or something. Okay, now this is probably
That
going to
is
give a really
stupidly
weird
black.
illusion because you can't tell any depth perception because you can't see any of the walls or floor or anything. It's going to look like I just shrink. Whoa. This is so weird. Hey everyone. Here I am in the world's blackest room.
I wanna see him put
painted
a
with the world's
light in
blackest
there.
paint, Musso Black. So it kind of looks like I've just shrunk in here, but really you just can't tell any of the depth perception in the room. You can't tell that there's a corner somewhere around here or on the floor. It just looks completely black around
Snobby, how
me.
you doing, bro?
So you can see me because the light is coming from outside, bouncing off me and going straight to the camera. But any light that doesn't bounce directly off me and go back to the camera just gets absorbed by the walls. So you can't see it at all. Okay, let's check it out inside and let's see what it looks like when I actually turn on a light bulb inside. Okay, so up here somewhere is my light bulb socket. Screw it in.
Door is still open.
And then we're gonna see what it looks like in a room with a light on where the walls and floor and ceiling absorb over 99% of visible light. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the light bulb. 3, 2, 1. Here I am in the world's darkest room. Let's give you a view
Bro, you
of this.
can't do that.
Okay, now watch this. It's like I'm the Earth rotating in space around the sun. So you can't see anything behind me. I have light on my face. So when I'm faced away from the light, you can't see my face at all. Do a quick spin. You can't see anything spinning. You just see the light going around me. So weird.
This is insane.
So what's it like being in a room that's painted with the world's blackest paint that absorbs almost all the light in the room?
It's a little
Well, it's
surreal.
almost like being in space where you can only be illuminated directly from the light source, not from any reflected light. Now that can kind of pose a problem if you're talking to another person in the room. For example, let's say I'm talking to you. If the light source is in front of me, in between us, it's gonna bounce off of me and then you can see me. But if the light source is behind me, then we can't really have a conversation because the light source is now behind me and you can't see my face at all. So things are a little bit different when there's no reflected light in the room. Okay, now let's take a look at the Musso Black Velvet they sent me. See if I can make myself disappear. Whoa. And here I am. So cool.
Bro.
Get a floating head effect. What's really interesting about this is you'll notice how much dimmer it is in here. So
Yeah.
I have the same light bulb in here that I had when it was completely white in here at the beginning, when I was unboxing the paint.
It's supposed to be.
But notice how much dimmer it actually looks. That's because a lot of the light that was illuminating me wasn't actually coming directly from the bulb, but it was coming from different parts of the room where the light headed out that direction, then came back and hit my face. and so I appeared brighter. So in this case, I'm losing a lot of light to absorption that would have been reflected around the room until it illuminated me and different things in the room.
This is actually insane, by the way. It's actually insane to think that colors can do that. But that's also one of the reasons I think why I should get like a proper gray background. Like a 20% gray, which I believe is called 20% because it only reflects 20% of all light back, which is apparently the color of paint that most people use in studios. Yeah, 18% to 20% is one of those. But because it only reflects a small amount of light. Now, from the videos that I've watched, you can't get something like this. The black is like, I think under 10% is not enough light being reflected. So at that point, lighting becomes a bitch. But if you have something like, say, 18% gray, it's enough light that it actually does illuminate, but not so much that lighting again becomes a problem. So that's sort of the plan, at least right now, would be to get something of that effect.
So you can see what I'm...
Get Apocalypse to set up a green screen for you. Click on me, please. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, I don't want a green screen. I don't like green screens. At that point, you have almost full control of the light. Yes. Which is what I would like to have. I've always said this. I don't like green screen. Doomhammer, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like so many people do green screen. You know, like so many people fucking run green screens. And it just feels impersonal to me. Hello, Cruel, how you doing? This is maybe the worst green screen I've seen. Well, Apocalypse green screen, just to be clear, the reason it looks so bad is because I don't actually do anything with it. And I also don't set it up so that it looks good. Like normally any streams, you would be able to... It would look fine with the green screen. But yeah, I don't like green screen. I feel like it's better to have a nice background. I like your videos. It's awesome with cool stuff. Doomhammer, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, I like the fact that I have a background, even though the background doesn't look as good as it should. But hopefully with a bit of work, we can actually make it look good. But let's first move. Let's get to Cape Town. And then once we're in Cape Town, we can start thinking about setting up a proper fucking studio. Because I want to do a proper studio at some point. ETX, thank you so much for the 5 community subs. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 15 community subs for the day so far. ETX, thank you so much. Can we some love in chat for ETX and just the incredible support. CCS, I might do D&D again, but remember, D&D is not really like, I mean, we've had this discussion before. I prefer when I do streams to be able to hang out and chat, right? So what we're doing now, one of the reasons I don't really play games on stream, and one of the reasons I stopped doing the D&D stuff, is because it's literally not the things I want to do on stream. On stream, I want to hang out and I want to chat and I want to sort of get feedback from you and just hang out, right? Whereas if I'm playing a game or something, I can't do any of that because I'm physically, you know, I'm sitting there playing a game. Jetlag, thank you very much for hanging out, dude. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourself. We might do some Baldur's Gate tomorrow. Would you guys want to play some Baldur's Gate tomorrow? I know Mr. Smokin really wants to play Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. I've promised that I will. Apocalypse, yeah. I think D&D could be fine for offline recording. You're right. Like, doing a proper offline record would probably be more fun. Like, to do a D&D stream again, I would need everyone that is streaming it to have a camera and have a mic and be on camera. So the setup for that would be fucking atrocious, right? Because we would have to first get either on a Zoom call or whichever service can handle 4 or 5 cameras, and then find a way to lay out that on the stream. Because I feel like when we did the D&D back in the day on stream, just me being on the screen, that's boring because you don't know who else is talking, you don't know who else is doing what, so that just feels horrible. I think so, Alex. But like whenever we do the shows, the lag from Discord is just absolutely horrible. Like, Apocalypse almost always falls behind. Like, just doesn't sync up quite right. So I'm wondering if Zoom isn't maybe a better one. Just in general, Zoom could probably be better. Stylen, it is my understanding that McConnell doesn't like me, so I probably never get McConnell to play anything with me. I don't know why he doesn't like me. I've never spoken to the guy, but it's my understanding that he doesn't like me. And I don't know, does Asmongold actually play D&D? I asked a question of WoW lore. Ner'zhul was killed and his soul, because of punishment, made prison in that helm. Why in Helm of Domination has made by Zuval, and why Ner'zhul had death power, not foul power? Doomhammer. Okay, so Ner'zhul was he wasn't necessarily killed. His soul was simply ripped out of his body, right? And then his soul was placed, basically tied to the helm, right? That's the first part of that. The other part of it, which would be the death powers, the powers came from the helm. So this is why he would no longer have foul powers. His powers changed with the the donning of the helm. His powers now changed into death power rather than foul power. So one could argue the foul basically neglected him. ETX, thank you so much for another 5 community subs. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have now officially broken 500 subs for the month. 500, you guys are fucking animals. ETX, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. At least according to my subscriber thingy here, it's 500 subs for the month. It might change, I don't know, but according to my subscriber thing here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. It's not added this yet. It was 497 before you gave the 5 subs, so it's probably going to update in the next 5 or so minutes. But that should put us over 500. Don't know if that's going to change though. But based on what I can see, we're on 500. So thank you so much for that. You guys are far too kind. Far too kind. I like you much better than McCool. He's kind of rude. I've no problem with McConnell. I've never had a problem with him. In fact, I kind of like him. He's funny to me. I find him very funny. But apparently, this is just what I've heard. People have told me that he said in one of Asmongold's streams that he doesn't like me. So I'm not entirely sure what I did to him. Zed, how you doing? How did Socrates know he knew nothing? He was very smart. The problem today is too many people know nothing, but they don't know that they know nothing. Too many people think they know something even though they know nothing. That is the biggest issue in today's world. And that's the fucking truth. Weetico. Okay, what the hell does that mean? Did Arthas and Ner'zhul actually fuse? Or was Arthas' soul Was Ner'zhul's soul strictly within the helm? And if so, what happened to it when Bolvar wore the helm? So, Mr. Tame, there's a story about what happened, I believe, at the in the book Arthas. It may have been another source, but so when Arthas donned the helm for the very first time, Ner'zhul had a different plan. Just FYI, Ner'zhul's plan was that Arthas would don the helm. As soon as Arthas dons the helm, he would banish Arthas from his body, and he would take the body for himself. So he basically wanted to create a body for himself so that he could move around. Somehow, this has never been explained, but somehow either Arthas had a similar idea, right? So he would don the helm and then he would become the new Lich King, or he figured out what Ner'zhul wanted to do. Because as soon as Arthas donned the helm, he went into a deep meditation where he basically banished Ner'zhul. Now, it never states where he banished him to. Did he banish him to the Maw? Did he banish him into the darkest, deepest reaches of Frostmourne? Or of the Helm of Domination? They never actually say where he was banished to, but he was banished. So Arthas basically got one up, if you will, on Ner'zhul. Stream, so chill show every day. ETX, I'm glad that you guys like the chill shows. Was the helm a prototype or the final version? Perfection, based on the cinematic that we saw, where where Zuvul extracts the helm from the rune carver, that's the final version. That is what he needed. So he needed to go through a lot of memories of the Primus before he could finally get to the Helm of Domination. American way of explaining how people are the blind eye that thinks it sees the possession if your own self in a negative way. But the Dunning-Kruger effect is another good example of that. And of course, the Dunning-Kruger effect goes both ways, right? You have people that, and this would actually be the best one, people that know but think they don't know and therefore question themselves. The worst one, the problem that most people fucking suffer from, is people who don't know but think they know and therefore tell everyone else that they know and then want to inform everyone else of how they should live because obviously they know. I am from Pretoria. Zed? Yes. Next question comes in my mind. Why killed Jaden didn't put Soul of Ner'zhul to something was made by Legion? Why that helm? They didn't ask who made that helm or something like that. Doomhammer, so remember, Sargeras trusted that he had broken the Nathrezim. So when the Nathrezim found the helm and the sword, he most likely didn't question them. Now, there is an argument to be made that he wasn't completely trusting of the Nathrezim. Right? There is an argument to be made for that. Flinderoinkies, how you doing? And the reason I would make that argument is... what did he instruct Kil'jaeden to do with Ner'zhul? Remove the body, leave just the soul. In other words, he wanted full control of Ner'zhul. He wanted to ensure that Ner'zhul couldn't just run off and do whatever the fuck he wanted. He wanted Ner'zhul under control. Now, before people go, but no, that wasn't necessarily Sargeras. The lore that we have of the Legion is that nothing happened without Sargeras' say-so. Sargeras planned the entire thing. He micromanaged the entire Legion, right? He knew everything. He basically just orchestrated the whole thing. So yeah, think of how stupid the average person is and realize half of them are stupider than that. George Carlin said it best. He absolutely said it best. Although my favorite quote comes from Winston Churchill, who said, if you want to know why democracy doesn't work, spend 5 minutes talking to the average voter. That quote, when I heard it the first time, I just burst out laughing. Because I was like, yep. Yeah, that makes I understand that. So, you know, it's to upgrade your Shards of Domination for the Domination sockets and gear. It's all one big club, and ain't none of us in it. Truth. Fucking true. Perfection, I think Sylvanas was fighting the entire system. From the Purpose down to the Eternal Ones. She wanted it all to stop. This is one of the reasons she tells Anduin, so you favor life. Is that it? You see, because she had the opportunity to peek behind the veil. She had the opportunity to see what happens on the other side of the veil. You see, she knew that life was just as guilty as death. Because they were in cohorts, right? Life was simply the precursor to death. She knew that we were all being used for anima. She knew that we were all basically just being played in this giant game of fucking snakes and ladders where you basically always go down to start again. And she wanted to stop it all. She didn't want to be a part of it. So that would be my read of what Sylvanas wanted to do. Can I ask you a specific question about the Elune cinematic? I see a lot of content creators shitting on the cinematic because they think that Elune let the burning of Teldrassil happen to send the Winter Queen the Night of Souls. But she just said, in the wake of tragedy. Am I missing something here? You're not missing anything, but they also have a point. Because she could have interfered. Right? She could have interfered. She could have stopped it. She decided not to. Now, what a lot of people fucking get wrong is the fact that they think Elune started it, which is not true. A lot of people I've seen on Twitter, a lot of people claim that Elune is the one that sent Sylvanas to burn the tree, which is fucking bullshit. Elune simply used the burning of the tree, the tragedy, to send the souls to the Shadowlands. So in one way, they're not wrong, but then in another, we have to ask the question, how free is a god when they're bound by a very specific rule set? Right? So, in other words, this would be similar to modern day religious debates where people would go, but why doesn't God just stop the innocents from dying? Well, because in a modern day religious sense, God made the world and on the seventh day he rested. He doesn't interfere because free will is his promise to us, right? He promised us free will. Our free will is part of his system. Now, if we extend that logic to World of Warcraft, the Purpose guides the system. And there are certain things that these gods may not do, for it would interfere with the Purpose. And therefore, when something dies, regardless of whether it is your people or not, you must allow the cycle to continue. So these souls must enter into the Shadowlands for them to be reborn, right? Now, could Elune have done something? Most of you, I see you're asking. Of course she could have. It is well established within the lore that Night Elf souls, some, not all, but Night Elf souls do not necessarily always make their way into the Shadowlands. A vast majority of Night Elf souls actually go into the Emerald Dream to become wisps, who then protect the Emerald Dream as well as Azeroth. So Elune could have absolutely interfered. She could have taken all of those souls that have died now, and she could have sent them into the Emerald Dream rather than sending them into the Shadowlands. She's a god, after all, right?
Love to hear your voice and talk when I play here. Take my money, my best streamer. Less than 3 and love to you all.
ETX, thank you so much for $5. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you also have the problem of it's a god. All Elune had to do was put out the fire. She could have absolutely interfered. She could have absolutely said, no. No, just blow on it, right? Or spit on it. She's a god. She should be able to do that. So if you're telling me, well, she wouldn't have had that power, then she's not a god. Then the old gods were correct. But then everything Blizzard is setting up is also completely wrong. Right? Then everything else Blizzard is setting up here, because Blizzard is clearly setting her up to be incredibly powerful. but not powerful enough to put out a tree that's burning. Fuck. You give me a couple of people and some buckets, we could probably have stopped the burning eventually. Right? So if humans can do it, if mortals can do it, surely a god must be able to. There's an ocean right there. All Elune needs to do is go take some water and splash it on the tree. As simple as that. Just done. Right? ETX, thank you so much for another 5 community subs. That's 20 community subs for the day. ETX, thank you so much for that, ladies and gentlemen. Give some love to ETX. A lot of you, 20 of you at least, have gotten subs today. So I think you owe it to ETX to say thank you for that. Voodoo, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Parascopic, so first of all, that was a joke. But a god that is so tied to those rule sets, right, that they can't act outside of those rule sets, is they not as powerful as people may think. Thunderstorms was something that the ancient Greeks didn't understand. They were attributed to the wrath of Zeus. That's your typical explanation for something we still don't understand. True. Could be Vale be involved somehow in why she can't interfere? Do we know if she's inside? So I am fairly certain that Elune is not inside the in-between. I'm 95% certain that Elune is not inside the in-between. How do I know that? How can I be so certain of it? If she was inside the in-between, she would have known that the Shadowlands was broken, and she would have known that all souls are going into the Maw. The fact that even with her being part of Tyrande, she could not see that, unless, of course, Blizzard have missed an entire fucking part of the lore just because they want to be cool, which is entirely possible, means that she can't see everything inside the Veil, which must mean then that she is not on that side of the Veil. Marcentha, how you doing? They destroy the Elune myth and Arc in 2 minutes. If World of Warcraft had a god, then it's Elune. Loisum, so we can say that they destroyed the myth and the Arc of Elune. The problem that I have with the argument that they've destroyed it is, like with almost everything that we have within World of Warcraft right now, nothing is ever explained to us. That's what pisses me off, right? Because we might learn that Elune was locked up somewhere, right? That one of the reasons they banished Zuvul was because he locked up Elune. And that's why her power is sort of muted, right? Because she can't use all of her power. She's effectively like the old gods when they were locked up. Her power moves slowly, right? So that's one of the things that it could be. Another part of it is just that we have not seen her full glory yet, for whatever reason, right? There could be a million reasons for it. The problem that I have with the cinematic, and really the problem that I've had with every single cinematic for the last 2.5 years, barring the cinematic for Battle for Azeroth and the one for Old Soldier, the problems that I've had with all of these cinematics is they set up these giant stories, right, that we're now going to be a part of. But we're not told why we're a part of those stories. The stories sort of happen and we just see them happen. We're not part of the story. The story is not told with us in mind. Like the Elune one. They ask me to care about the Winter Queen and about the Shadowlands. I don't know what to care about. I know nothing about these things. To me, the Shadowlands and the Winter Queen do not matter. If the Winter Queen died tomorrow, I would not give a fuck. It wouldn't bother me one bit. Because I have... There's nothing in the story that have created a connection between myself and the Winter Queen to the point where I actually care what happens to her. When that fairy from Ardenweald, or the Fae from Ardenweald, when she said she's going to destroy Ardenweald. So, let her fucking destroy Ardenweald. Who gives a shit? because you've not made me care about this world. If you want me to care about the world, you have to actually create a connection between myself and the world, right? It's one of the things that Wrath of the Lich King did so well, even for people that knew nothing about the story of Arthas. The story made sure that you understood Arthas, right? I did care when Ursoc's seed was lost. Why? Because I knew Ursoc. There was enough done, even with the little bit that they did with Ursoc, even for people that didn't necessarily care about Ursoc. They did enough with Ursoc that it mattered, right? It mattered what happened to him. I knew Ursoc. I knew who he was. The last time Blizzard had tremendous storytelling, I would actually say, was probably for me, with the exception of a couple of moments in some of the other expansions. But the last time the story was absolutely brilliantly told from a narrative perspective would have been Cataclysm. Now, I know Cataclysm had a lot of problems, and a lot of people didn't like Cataclysm very much. But Blizzard did enough throughout the entirety of Cataclysm. Now, all of the other stories before that did just as well. But at least with Cataclysm, Blizzard did more than enough to make me care about all of the characters in the story. And I also knew why Deathwing was a problem. I knew instinctively why Deathwing was a problem, because Deathwing was threatening my world. This is my home. And Deathwing is going to destroy my fucking home. Now I'm in Shadowlands, and they're asking me to care that Zuval and Sylvanas wants to destroy the Shadowlands. And I'm thinking, okay. Fucking wreck it. Why would this matter? And it's not because it doesn't matter. From a lore perspective, it should matter. But Blizzard failed in explaining to me why it should matter. Right? If you don't explain it to the reader, the problem, actually, the best example I have of this is the last few years of Blizzard storytelling feels like you're reading a book, but Blizzard decided not to write the 2/3 of the book, like the first 2/3 of the book. Blizzard decided not to write that. They write like the last 10 pages, and then they go, there's your story. And then the player is sort of like, but how did we get here? What brought us to this point that we're at now? Because I'm not following this. I don't know where this story is supposed to be going here. When Sylvanas burnt the tree, was it an emotional experience for everyone? Sure. Did it have the potential to set off this giant chain of events? Of course. The problem is that every event that followed. So Sylvanas says that she burnt the tree. Here's what Sylvanas says herself. She burnt the tree to stop a war, not to start one. Right? This is what Sylvanas tells us. Did Blizzard forget that part? Like, was that part simply forgotten? Because it seems to me that if that was her plan, it didn't work. Right? If that was the plan, it was a very ill-fated and not well thought of plan. Right? So it seems like every single time, and Apocalypse, you're very correct there, Blizzard's idea of mystery is just not telling us. Which is not what mystery is, right? Mystery is telling the person 95% of everything, but then there's that 5%, that parts of the darkness that you just do not understand, and you're wondering about, and you're sort of waiting for an answer. The problem with Blizzard is they tell us about 5% of everything that happens, and about 95% is just sort of guesswork. Which is great for someone like me, right? That does speculation for a living, because I put out videos and people love watching the videos because everyone is sort of confused about what the fuck is this story. Now, what's not great for me is the fact that whenever I come up with a story and people go, oh my god, I fucking love this idea, and then Blizzard comes out with their story when they finally decide to do so, and most of us are going, can we take this idea rather? Yeah, Blizzard, we understand, but we would want this one. Right? When I go, wow, I would have preferred my own speculation, that's where I sort of go, well, maybe this is a failure. Because I should not be the one who comes up with a better story than the writers. I should be the one to tell the crazy stories, you know, the things that can almost never fucking happen. And it's just fun to think about. But when I, by accident, and it is an accident, I speculate so much about things that I'm bound to be right sometimes. But when I happen to speculate about a cool story, that should not be the coolest story that Blizzard can tell. When you have someone like Pyromancer that can come up with 5 different ideas better than what Blizzard is coming up with, you have a problem. And I'm not saying the Pyromancer as in how can Pyromancer do it. I mean, when you have Ballilar, Pyromancer, myself coming up with fucking brilliant stories, and then Blizzard comes out with a story and the community is going, we want their stories, please. We don't like this one. Just watch one of their videos quickly and do that, right? You have a problem. Because that's not how it should be. I would much rather most of you come into chat and say, Akalon, I loved your videos, but bro, what Blizzard just fuck. Like, I did not expect that. That was so amazing. Right? That's what I would rather want to see. Telling the story of a game, then the company should have screwed up. I agree. And don't be so quick to dismiss. Don't be so quick to dismiss Ballilar. Ballilar has some pretty awesome speculation videos, but I think a lot of people misunderstand what Ballilar does. So Ballilar tells more of a general speculation story, right? So Ballilar caters to the not always so very hardcore lore people, right? So his speculations go, I would put it like this. Right at the top, like the entry-level speculators, right? You have Wowhead. Like, Wowhead speculation is terrible because it's almost not speculation. It's almost always just sort of stating the facts of everything that we know, and then they call it speculation. And then when I've read their article, I'm like, you speculated nothing. You literally just like listed all of the information that we have. I'm not saying everything that Wowhead does, but their speculation specifically is very sort of just entry-level stuff. Then you have someone like Taliesin, someone like Ballilar, even to some extent Solso Breezy, whenever Solso Breezy does some speculation stuff, right? Where it's deeper than Wowhead, but it's not yet bottom of the barrel degenerate shit, right? Which is what myself and Pyromancer does. When myself and Pyromancer we are the degenerates of World of Warcraft. Like, we scrape that barrel clean. We go as deep as humanly fucking possible, and we come up with some of the craziest fucking theories you can absolutely think of. But it's because of where my focus is. I'm not focused on the general audience for World of Warcraft. I'm focused on the lore degenerates, the people that live in the lore. That's literally all they give a fuck. They care about. They just want to consume more lore. That's where my focus is when it comes to World of Warcraft. So I think people it's difficult to judge YouTubers. Cesius, this is true. You can't judge YouTubers or compare YouTubers with one another because everyone has a different audience that they cater to, right? It's like the iceberg conspiracy theory meme. Ballilar is the waterline. You are down in the Mariana Trench. Yeah, Apocalypse, pretty much that. I think what bothers me the most is that in the current situation, lots of people just want to shit on everything in WoW. While there is a lot to criticize, I mean, a fuck ton, the Elune cinematic should not be one of them. Ghost Reaper, I think the reason people are sort of complaining about the Elune cinematic specifically is because it's yet another example of Blizzard shitting on a story even before the story gets going, right? Scott, by the way, thank you for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate that. What's the difference between a chickpea? Holy shit. ETX, thank you so much for another 10 community subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 30. That is 30 now. ETX, you're cut off. You've done much now for the channel. You've given me way too much of your fucking money. You're cut off now. I am doing to you what I've done to Macmillan. Macmillan isn't allowed to gift subs anymore. We've cut him off. We're cutting you off too now. Arnold, thank you very much for the 5 community subs. Did really fucking appreciate it. Can we some love in chat for ETX and for Arnold? You guys are far, far too kind with all of your support. It really means the absolute world to me. Gifted sub battle? It seems like, right? Mac ETX, you guys spend your money however it makes you happy. Akko's not your dad. Well, I'm not. Really? Just come here and I've got my money. ETX, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support, dude. Is the MVP? Oh, yeah. ETX kicking ass in that sub battle. ETX is fucking popping off. He's on 36 subs today. 36 subs. Kilimanjaro, I don't necessarily agree with that, right? You have to understand why even people like myself is criticizing. So I look at the cinematic from two sides. First, look at it as the speculator, as the person that cares about speculating the story. And in that sense, it's a great cinematic. Nothing wrong with that. But then I look at it as a narrative thing. The amount of lore that was basically crushed in that 1 minute and 50 seconds of cinematic is incredible. Blizzard effectively just shat over their own lore, right? They took a lot of the stories that we sort of thought would turn out and they just sort of threw it out. Just went, no, we're going a different way now. Again, with no explanation, which is why so many people are getting so angry with Blizzard. I don't think it's the direction that Blizzard is taking. I think it's the fact that they don't tell the story to us. So, for example, we know how angry Tyrande was, right? We know how angry Tyrande was, and she wanted to kill Sylvanas. She has one fight with Sylvanas, and then she chooses renewal. After everything that happened, she chooses renewal. Well, what just happened with the whole burning of the tree? Are you just now forgiving the fact that the tree was burnt? Surely the tree is still burnt and you should still sort of want revenge on this. But no, now she's choosing. And the problem is, right, as the player, I'm not being told why. And I'm not going to be told why. That's what's pissing people off. At no point am I going to get a quest chain that explains why Tyrande chose forgiveness, renewal rather than vengeance. I'm going to be left speculating why. Right? That's the problem that I think most people have with the story right now. We're always left speculating. We never just get to see the story and actually understand the story. Sylvanas burns down the world tree. We still don't actually have an explanation for that. I would like to point out. Anyone in chat? Can anyone in chat tell me right now why Sylvanas burnt down Teldrassil? And it cannot be speculation. You're not allowed to speculate. I need 100% evidence for why Sylvanas burnt down the tree. Something else was as hot as her. The Grey, I see your point. none of us can say. I mean, we're almost 2 expansions later, and we still do not have a simple answer for this. For one of the biggest things that have happened in World of Warcraft in the last 2 expansions, and we're nowhere close to an answer. Nowhere close. Have lived very long lives, so they're packed with anima. Nadman, if that was the only thing that she wanted to do, there's far more that she could have done. So first and foremost, if she decided to take Stormwind, for example, far more souls would have been lost. Right? Stormwind is, by any measure, far larger in population than what Darnassus would be. Not only that, but through Stormwind, she could get to Ironforge, which means double the amount of souls, right? She takes Stormwind and Ironforge, she instantly has access to Darnassus. She can then take Darnassus. She can basically kill all of the Alliance, basically taking as many souls as she possibly wants, right? And yet she decides not to. If you want to talk about long life, she could have taken the Exodar. Why didn't she go after the Exodar? The Exodar is far easier to take, far easier to kill a lot of people inside the Exodar, right? Especially with Azerite weapons. And Draenei live just as long. So technically speaking, there's plenty of other options. So again, from a speculation standpoint, I agree with you. That's most likely what she did, but that's us speculating. We have no evidence. That's my point. Where's the story? When am I being told what the fucking story is? I'm okay. It's fine. Do everything that you've done up until now. But at least explain to me why the fuck you're doing this. Don't leave me to wonder. Because part of what makes speculation so fun is eventually learning whether we were right or wrong. Right? That's part of the fun. It's no fun if, 2.5 years later, I could still be 100% right or 100% wrong because we just don't know. Because Blizzard just didn't tell us. I want to sit on stream with all of you and be like, so, guys, I hate to say it, but I was fucking wrong. I got destroyed. I could never have seen that coming. And then we can sit here and talk about how wrong I was and what I missed. But when I don't even know, because they won't even tell me, that is frustrating. It's frustrating. And I can't even imagine how frustrating it is for the other players who maybe don't even speculate, who just want to understand where the story is and what the story is all about. Not a fan that there won't be any mysteries left in the Warcraft universe. Elune was the last big mystery, and that's being unraveled now. The funny thing is that you could at least take solace in the fact that it's going to take 4 or 5 years before they unravel the full mystery of Elune. Because if Blizzard's previous storytelling is anything to go by, they won't touch the Elune story for another fucking 5 years. Right? We'll only learn anything about Elune within the next 5 years. Because this story is also not really going to be told. I love your speculations and love what you talk about. It takes me from my miserable work. Love stories. ETX, that's why I do it. That's one of the only reasons why I do it. It's one of the reasons I said throughout all this Blizzard shit that happened with all the content creators stopping, it's one of the reasons I said I will not stop. And I had someone on Twitter the other day, or yesterday actually, someone called me out on Twitter saying Preach finally showed some balls. Is the other content creators going to step up? And they tagged me as one of the content creators that needs to step up. I won't. And the reason for it is I don't think what I do is for Blizzard. In fact, I know what I do isn't for Blizzard. What I do is for me. When I sit down to make a YouTube video, I escape into this other world, right? In Azeroth. I'm in Azeroth. I'm thinking about Azeroth. I'm trying to figure out... I forget about the real world crap that is this world. And when you guys watch one of my videos, you get to escape for a while. And then you go to the comment section and you dive into the world and you start telling me what you think the world is all about. And together for maybe 20 to 25 to 30 minutes, we're all escaping the fucking bullshit that is this world, and we're just in Azeroth for a bit. And I don't think that's for Blizzard. That's for us. That's something that we enjoy doing. I don't think my videos are going to make people want to sub to the game, mainly because I know that at least 60% of my audience no longer plays World of Warcraft. They just come for the lore. So I think my videos is fine. Now, videos that I am stopping with is sort of covering... I am stopping the coverage of any of their future content. So I will not be covering news as it comes out or when the new expansions comes out outside of the lore. I will not be discussing, you know, class changes or shit like that. Not until Blizzard fixes their shit. The second I can see that there's real change within Blizzard and I can see that they're actually fixing their crap, I might go back, right, and cover. Because I do, every once in a while, I do videos on new classes or new features and zones and shit. But until such time, so basically what I'm saying is there won't be a lot of beta coverage from me until Blizzard fixes their shit. Alexis Short yet, where he 100% redeems himself. I need a shorts channel first, Apocalypse, so I need to take one of the channels and turn it into a shorts channel, which I've not done yet. So as soon as I've turned it into, as soon as I've made a shorts channel, and I'm not going to upload just one short. So people, you need to clip the streams. If I say stupid shit on stream, which is all the time, clip it, please. Because Alex turns it into incredible shorts, like this one. For those of you that missed it yesterday. So this will be this will be on the Clips channel eventually. But this is what Alex wants to do with it. Why is this so funny, Alex? What kind of a fucking clip is that? I'd be happy to play Phasmophobia. Oh, let me just clip Akko saying some random shit. I expected fucking more from you, Alex. This is judgment worthy. But can everyone in chat just very quickly fucking judge Alex for the shit that he just did?
Vengeance or renewal?
Redeemed? I don't know though. Anyways, that's what Alex wants to do with your clips. So if you clip anything in the stream, that's what Alex will do. He'll find ways to make fun of me. Never run out of content, but that's the plan. So I will start the clips channel as soon as we have about like 15 to 30 clips. Like then, because I need to upload like a month's worth of clips. No, I won't upload it to the main channel. Clips do shorts. Shorts actually end up hurting your channel if it's not just a shorts channel. Like people have done the research on this. Because people who sub to your channel for shorts do not give a fuck about like your other content. They just want the shorts. So yeah, shorts ruin channels. You basically want to have an entire channel that just does shorts. It's all it does. It doesn't exist anywhere else. I mean, they don't even get reminded to the other stuff. Yeah, because it's one is shorts and one is not, right? So yeah, as soon as we have enough shorts on the channel, I will start the shorts channel and I'll give you all a fucking link to it. Where is our other channels right now? What's the other channels doing? The Clips channel is going well.
Hey.
I want to see what the new videos are doing on the Clips channel. They're going, but that's the last. We need more. We need more, Alex. You drove into a tree. That's not good. Aren't Clips and Shorts about the same? The grey, no. Because, so, Clips is just clips from the stream. So whenever we talk about something and it's sort of interesting, I clip it. This could be anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Some of them is a little bit longer. But, you know, that's just clips. It's discussion pieces. So if you look at the Clips channel here, right? You look at the Clips channel, you'll see that these are all... I upload a lot of them. So if you ever join this channel, please know that you're going to get a lot of fucking spam. Because we upload about 3 a day. 3 clips a day. ETX, holy shit. Thank you so much for another 10 community subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now everyone needs to fucking go out of their way. Everyone needs to go out of their way to give ETX some fucking love. He deserves it. So you have these clips that is, you know, discussions, and then you have shorts, which is like that. It's under a minute. It's sort of like TikToks. Like whatever the fuck TikToks are called. Like, whatever you call that thing, the type of content that they upload, that's what it is. Alex, I don't think I even have those shorts anymore. I wonder if we should start a fucking TikTok. Alex, what do you think? I don't even have a TikTok account. I don't even have TikTok on my phone. I don't like TikTok. I disagree with everything that TikTok is. I disagree with everything that it stands for. But it would sort of be free content, because basically I would just take all of the shorts that I make and I would just throw them straight onto fucking TikTok. Like I would literally, I would do nothing different. It would just go from a short to being a TikTok, because I think it's the same format. I think shorts and TikToks have the same format. Yeah, it's like Vines, but I think TikToks can also be up to a minute. I don't know how people on TikTok get paid, by the way. Crossover bath water stream, when? I don't even know Baldolphine personally. If I knew her, I would get her on the stream. I find her very interesting. 60 seconds is normal. After you get also 3 minutes. Oh, 1 minute I think would be that. I wouldn't do longer than 1 minute. Oh, right. You gotta reach minimum. It's all minimum requirements. It's always minimum requirements before you can get fucking paid. She's South African, Cesius. ETX, did you get a raise or something? ETX, thank you so much for the 5 community subs, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are insane, ETX. You are insane. I really appreciate that, bro. Going to party now, so you all have a nice day. ETX, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for all of the support, and have fun at the party. I'm going to the gym soon, so I guess you can call that a party too. Party now. Shorts under 60 seconds. TikTok 1 minute or 3 minutes. Anything between is bad. I don't know if 3 minutes would even do that well. Do you think 3 minutes would do well on TikTok? Because based on the TikToks that I've seen on Instagram, they're like 20 seconds at most. 20, 25 seconds maybe. Yes, we will do a show on Sunday, ETX. And then we'll be back tomorrow as well on Twitch. Morphinus, how you doing, bro? Thank you very much for the first time chat. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do the last stream for the week on Twitch, and then Sunday on the show. 100%. We'll probably do some gameplay tomorrow. I'm sort of in the mood for Baldur's Gate. I really want to play Baldur's Gate, and I'm in that bad spot at the minute where I'm going, should I play Baldur's Gate on stream? Should I play Baldur's Gate IRL? What should I fucking do? The problem is, after a stream, I'm generally so tired that I can't even think to play games. I'm just drained as fuck. So maybe it's just worth to just play some Baldur's Gate tomorrow, see how you guys like it. And if you like it, that's great, right?
Gameplay FTW.
All right, thank you very much for the 10 bits, dude. Really appreciate that. That settles it then. We'll do Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow. We'll start it. So I'll set up the stream so that it will work for tomorrow. And then we'll do some Baldur's Gate. I will start exploring some NFT games. Can I ask? Thank you all for being here, Akko. And let's see you guys next time. Love this community. ETX, thank you so much. Much love, bro. Enjoy your party and don't drink and drive. Baldur's Gate World. Baldur's Gate is... I mean, I've only played like 15, 20 minutes of Baldur's Gate so far, and I'm in love with it. So I think it's going to be fun. I also think it's going to be a fun stream game because it's slow, right? There's more than enough time for me to sit here and chat. I didn't have to... Like, I don't have to be that involved. You can just sort of hang out, chat, and move at your own pace. Yes, sadly, it is still in early access. So we'll probably stop playing now for the first act, and then once the full game releases, we'll continue and finally finish the game. Because it's only releasing, I think, next year. Fucking next month. Holy shit. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, even though this is a very bad transition, I do have to go. I have to go to the gym now. And I want to buy food just before I hit the gym, because when I get back from the gym, it's all going to be closed. From the Rinkies, it's like a CRPG. So, you'll see tomorrow. It's really, really cool. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon, your morning, your evening with me. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of your loved ones, and I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out, fam. And ETX, thank you so much for the final gifted sub. Really appreciate that. ETX have now become the top gifter of the channel for this month. So ETX, much love from me to you. And to all of you, I will see you tomorrow. Peace out, fam.